Shorties.
Hi, Shorty.
Fingers crossed, StreamYard's being a little bitch tonight, apparently. Very frustrating when we're professionals here. I'm fucking professional.
She's a fucking professional. No, goddamn it.
Miss Shorty, you're muted. Miss Shorty, you're muted.
Fuck, I was.
Daring if I come in. Cheese breaks, fade breaks, staying hydrated. It's Shorty time. She's a fucking delight. Trial watching, trials and tribulations. It's Camp Shorty calling all nations. What are you drinking? Shall we skip this part? Left or right-handed? Shit, she slid it to the start. She's a fucking professional. No, goddamn it. You're muted. What? I'm daring if I come in. Cheese breaks, fade breaks, staying hydrated. It's Shorty time. She's a fucking delight. Psychology corner. Let's learn about stuff. New Miss Shorty music. Calling their bluff. Best chat, best community. We've got the best mods. A safe, supportive sanctuary. Full of fun and love. Rock out with your cats down. Curse all you want. And here at Camp Shorty, we even say God. She's a fucking professional. You're goddamn it. You're muted. What? And daring is iconic. Cheese breaks, fade breaks, staying hydrated. It's Shorty time. She's a fucking delight. Hey, Shorties, what's doing, y'all? Get in here, Shorties. Let's fucking go. Camp Shorty. Camp Shorty. Camp Shorty. Camp Shorty. She got that merch power. She got that merch now. Get that Miss Shorty merch how? Get it from the Miss Shorty merch shop now. On my YouTube.
Moose are dicks.
Hi! I forgot to put myself on the stage. Hi, Shorties. It's like, hi, good to see you. Hi, Shorties. It is good to see you. I think the dogs have got extremely good hearing because I wasn't even laughing about that. I've got one earbud in and they still know that baby Shorty is going, ah! Hi, Buster. I've got a hoodie on today. I'm going casual. I've got a bit of a cold, I think, or hay fever. I'm not sure. It's been a minute, 2 years worth of minutes. That's a lovely little lady, Pigsy. That's for your pops. Big boy one. Yesterday I sneezed about 65,000 times. And of course, that was the day at work where my box of tissues had run out. So good times. Hi. Can't see anything. Wait. Also, this isn't a Miss Shorty merch hoodie. It says introvert, but willing to discuss true crime. So I think I'm going to make something like that for the merch store. Sidebar merch store. Check it out. Free gift with purchase at the moment until the end of the month. I love you all very much. Who's here? Ms. What the fuck's here? Of course. Casual court day, right? I'm like, where's my profesh? Man, we're lucky I'm even out of bed. So that. Hello, my glorious wife, Stephanie. Blah, blah, blah. Christy, thank you much. Thank you much. Thank you muchly. Hi, Christy. Fuck yeah, memberships. Right. Let me write that down. Spoiler alert. You probably already know. All super chat, super stickers, buy me a coffee, Cash App, PayPal, memberships and gifted new memberships and gifted memberships go in the draw to win a Miss Shorty merch something. T-shirt, mug, socks, cap, winter hat, beanie. That's you, Christy. Thank you. And Holly, our friend Holly Strite, picked the That's What She Said T-shirt as her prize. Holly won last weekend. So huzzah. Thank you, Christy. We love Patricia Vincent, 69's in the chat. Everyone's 69's in the chat. Patricia's here. I am still without Wi-Fi. Fuck my ever-loving life. It's costing me a fortune in data. Poor Ms. What the fuck. She is going to have to run the stuff behind the scenes again so I can have minimal tabs open so as not to wait while I think of it. Let me just get rid of anything running on my phone so we don't lose battery charge. I'm running this off my Camp Shorty hotspot. Hotspot. We've got this. It's fine. We're good for a few hours. Today's day 8, part 2 of the Jessy Kurczewski trial. I promise, come hell or high water, no Visine, we will get through day 8 this weekend. Praying to the gods of dry trial testimony that by day 9 things are a little more perky because but thank you everyone for weathering this day 8 storm with us. It's gone forever. And I realized afterwards last weekend that, Ms. What the fuck alerted me to the fact that we got through, but what? Hi, Ms. What the fuck are you here? Wait, wrong one. Oh, look, you're me at the moment. Wait. You're me on your avatar. Makes a nice change from me being Lily. How far into day 8 are we, Ms. What the fuck?
We are an hour and 14 minutes.
And we skipped through some testimony. It was an uproariously funny. We kind of swung the pendulum full spectrum from where the testimony was, which was extremely boring. No disrespect to Lynn Hernan, all the way through to the wildest of the wild feral Camp Shorty. I didn't know we could get so feral in court, but we did. So thank you, Ms. What the fuck, for all the behind the scenes stuff you do. Hi, Simi. Let me say hello, proppers. I'm very distracted. I see Ark is here. Oh, that's me. Big me. Yikes. Tony's here. Tony says, yeah, I just started a fresh cold today too. This makes 3 in the last 2 months. There. That's awful. I'm sorry you're sick, Tony. Maybe Arcus Chicken Gun can provide some chicken soup. Lane is here. Gig tomorrow, early afternoon at a ski resort. Oh, don't talk about Snowdom as what the fuck. She's crying about the snow. It's very snowy. Where do you live, 1998? Is that me? I live in a hovel, Nick. Hi, by the way, Nico. Nicky Marmalade, Sticky Dicky. I live in a hovel, but this isn't apparently an NBN system-wide issue. So the redundant NBN network, fiber optic cables, underground, took the Australian government longer to roll it out than was really necessary or justified. And by the time they had rolled it out, 5G was up and running, which, sidebar, not good for you, not good for us, terrifying. But so my Wi-Fi options are at this point, and I was going to call the provider last night and after work and say, I'm out. miss me with your fucking bullshit. But I was very tired and not well. And so I didn't. But I'm going to cancel that service provider. But my only option at this point is they've given me no end in sight, no time frame as to when it might be rectified or back on online, was to get a second modem and just run my streaming through and everything else through a second modem. I mean, that sounds archaic in and of itself. Can we not fix this bullshit? Apparently some people have been without their NBN internet since the start of October. So I'm blessed that it's only been 3.5 weeks for me because FML. Princey's here. I see Simi saying hi to Princey. So I'll say hi that way. Hi, Princey. Before we go any further, replay crew, hi. Thank you for being here after the fact. I promise we'll focus on court more today. If you'd like to watch the live chat replay on your handheld device, your Android, your iPhone, your tablet, your iPad. Look, I did it. No shade. It's easy. All you do is go to the comment tab. There's a few little dots up the top right-hand corner and you swipe left. It'll give you the option to watch the live chat replay as well as hyping, because obviously we're all about the hype, and as well as leaving a comment. Tell us what you find noteworthy about today in court. Day 8, part 2. Tomorrow is day 8, part 3. I'd like to knock it over all in one go, but no, I wouldn't actually. But the whole no Wi-Fi thing means that we kind of got to keep the streaming to about 4 or 5 hours tops. Speaking of, there is another stream after this one. Ms. What the Fuck has set up the redirect, etc. for me. Thank you, Ms. What the Fuck. Time blindness is a bitch. We're going to be talking, well, this one's suggested by my beautiful wife, Stephanie. We're going to go to Psychology Corner. We're heading to some Orion Kelly, that Aussie autistic guy. And we're going to talk about some common but little known hidden traits in autistic folk that you might not know of that might help you recognize potential neurodivergence in someone you know and love, or maybe in yourself. Thank you, Miss Stephanie, blah, 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 for that one. So that's where we're going next. Tomorrow night, day 8, part 3. And then tomorrow night, second stream is part of a 3-part mini-series within Psychology Corner. We're going to be, tomorrow night we've got Dr. Ramani. We're going to talk about boundaries, why they're important, and setting boundaries, not just in terms of narcissists, but in terms of self-care for people pleasers. And then the other 2 parts in that series mini-series, the series within the series are going to be manipulation, how to recognize when you're being manipulated just in general, not necessarily by narcissists. And how to perhaps avert that pathway. And one that Ms. What the Fuck asked me, the third part in that little mini-series, Ms. What the Fuck requested this quite a while ago, but it's taken me a minute to get to it. Different forms of biases and how those biases can limit our open-mindedness, our success in life, our openness to learning. So that, who's Smarter Hari? Previous name? What? We love Smarter Hari. We know who's Smarter Hari. This is Smarter Hari. Lainey, meet Smarter Hari. Smarter Hari, meet Lainey. The convergence of all the best people on internet, on YouTube. Join at Camp Shorty every weekend. Hey, isn't it weird? I'm in a really good mood. I mean, I'm always in a good mood, but I'm in a particularly good mood tonight. Have I said hello to everyone? I'm not sure. Let me make sure. Chat is Bay Princey. We've missed you too, Smarter Hari. Am I live? Yeah, I'm live. Is it me? Are we talking about me? It's, of course, we have to talk about me. Tony says I'm over here playing. Don't mind me. I'm over here playing some Final Fantasy Tactics, about to hit Rio Veins. If you know, you know. That all sounds rather phallic, Tony.
That's
also
suspicious.
just like
That's weird.
Is Holly Strite here? Can you play it again? I was talking over the top, please, Ms. Wilford.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Cardi B is in the house. Thank you. It is suspicious and weird, Tony. We were very suspicious. Is what the fuck? When I went to order Tony's funny cunt socks, the polka dot ones, this is just me talking shop on the live stream. I could only see the previous design with the single funny cunt logo. I also had a problem with Tony's address. It's a whole thing, Tony. I'm sorry. I'm not sandbagging you or teabagging you. I promise. Ms. What the fuck? Oh, wait. I just took you off by mistake. Say what?
Tony must be the problem.
I mean, that's not that can't be right. Really.
I'll figure it out.
Thank you. I promise. I promise. And Christy, Christy, our beautiful Christy, ordered your muted tea, and this is the first time that it's happened. But anyway, it came and it was a little bit sheer. You could see through it. And as much as we love being like sexy and no slut shaming, Christy wasn't keen to wear a sheer top. So Christy, I've ordered your replacement. The Camp Shorty therapy one. Cute. I hope that's right. You've got the one of the teas in the berry, haven't you, Ms. What the fuck? So skinny.
I wasn't paying attention.
You've got one of the teas in berry. That's the fabric's perfectly non-sheer, right? Opaque.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Amazing. It's beautiful. Yeah, I think that might have just been an anomaly. Anyway, Christy, your replacement one is on the way to you, ma'am. All right. Have we got all of shop talk out of the way?
Yeah, but everybody loves Cox.
Oh, Jim Cox. Everybody loves Cox.
He's been a member for 3 months.
3 months, Coxie. Thank you so much for being a continued supporter. You brighten our day with your big Cox energy whenever you enter the chat. Thank you. Yay. Amazing. Does that mean Jim Cox has got a new badge now? I can't remember what the increments are. I think he might have gone from yellow to blue or anyway, I can't see because I've only got one tab open because internet sucks balls, not Cox. Okay. Should we go to court? I swear I can rein this feral in. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Lainey, exactly. Thank you, Lainey. Thank you. Eggplants for everybody. Aubergine?
Lainey, P, why not is Tony P.
But while I think of it, while we're queuing up court, although I know for a fact that Ms. What the Fuck already has it queued up because best ever. But if you are not loving the way your handle appears on some chats when it's like this now, you can very easily go in and just edit your handle, your @ on your own channel homepage to be whatever you like. You get two goes at it every 14 days. So if you fuck it up, only fuck it up once because the second one you'll be stuck with for two weeks. Beautiful. Okay.
All righty. And
hi, Britt Mitchell.
I'm going to do that.
Ooh,
and do
look at us, 2 circles.
Fancy. Oh, we better do that though.
Yeah, I'll do that. You do you, boo. I'll do this.
Okay. So
I still am mind blown every time I go to talk about what I'm doing with this changing the layout. The fact that I didn't know for the longest time that you all couldn't see it. Okay.
All right.
We're good. Okay. So where are we? What happened? We're on the cross-examination. We're on the cross-examination of Nate. What's his surname?
Plennes.
Yep.
Same guy. He's been there for 3 days.
He's an Ewok. He's also he's from Howard.
Harry,
what was that?
Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh God.
And yeah, he's meandering through what even with our attempts at concentration, what seems like an aimless and pointless and highly redundant cross-examination of this guy with regards to Lynn Hernan's financials.
Yes.
And Ms. What the Fuck and I have discussed behind the scenes as much as God knows we'd love to, for the sake of maintaining brain cells, we'd love to just scoot through this tedious testimony, but I don't think so. Here's my quandary, and then we'll get into court. I don't think it would be fair to Lynn and her memory to skip over anything. However, I'm highly aware that perhaps last weekend maybe could be viewed the way, like, I don't know, maybe we're a little bit too feral to be respectful, but so long as I know, Shorties, you all know that we do respect and honor the victim, and when we're acting out, it's usually because we're mostly all neurodivergent here, and sometimes we catch a squirrel or try.
Okay. You want to try and give it a shot?
I totally can. I've got this. We've got this. You know what? We've got this, and shall I just round things off with this?
Beautiful. Okay, I'm already bored. No, I'm joking. Sorry.
Stop. Ms. What the Fuck, we'll give you AI art side quests. Ms. Stephanie Blabity Blah, feel free to create polls to maintain focus.
There you go.
There you go. Stephanie Blabity Blah is our brand new poll queen. Not pole dancing. Oh, well, I'm not. I have a feeling. She'd probably be great at that. We'll have a poll in our bedroom, Steph, one day, baby. But also, thank you to Stephanie, Simi, and Shelley, my brain buffered, for getting for doing amazing timestamps. We love you very much. So thank you. So sidebar timestamp down below for you within about 12 hours of the live stream finishing. Okay, we can.
All right, we're up to an hour and 15 minutes now.
We've nailed it already. Is there something else I can do to facilitate this seriousness?
I'd like to shift gears a little bit and talk about kind of several,
thank God,
honestly unrelated topics.
Oh, it's Homer.
Cover some ground that was discussed over the last several days that you had either involvement in the investigation of or were present for testimony on.
Thanks everyone for being here. Mwah.
Would you consider yourself having the role of lead detective for purposes of the financial aspects of the case?
I would consider myself, yes, taking over the financial portion of this investigation.
Okay. You were present for Korean Pose's testimony.
Pause.
Correct?
Sorry,
Yes.
already. What speed are we on?
1.25.
Did you see the detective then? He just closed his eyes even at 1.25 with a for an inordinate length of time. Okay, he's as sick of this shit as we are, but let's go. Let's keep going.
Now, one of the issues that you testified to yesterday was that Lynn had a safe deposit box, for several years, correct?
Correct.
And that up until, I believe, October 4th of 2018, all of the access to it was just Lynn herself, correct?
Correct.
But on the 4th of October, the day after Lynn's death, there was an access to the box by both Jessy and Jennifer Flowers, true?
That's correct.
Through the course of your investigation, though, did you learn that the money that had previously been kept in the safety deposit box had been removed by Lynn?
I was unaware exactly how much money or whether money was in that account or in that safe deposit box. There had been communications that there was money. I was unable to ever, I guess, verify what money or what was actually in that box.
So you don't know that money was ever in that box, true?
I can say I honestly don't know.
Oh, the poor
Fair to say
man.
that there was testimony that approximately $50,000 was
Coming
kept
back.
in that box. I believe it would have been by Kareem that you were present for.
Yes.
And as you investigated the financial aspects of this case, you testified yesterday, actually, that you reviewed all of the interviews that were done with Jessy and others by other detectives, true?
I have seen some of them. I can't say I've seen all of them, but yes.
My question
Yes,
for you then
but-
is, did you review the recorded interview done by Detective Hobby of Korean's interview by police in August of, I believe, 2019?
I can't say I recall that interview particularly.
Okay. We'll move on from that then, thank you.
Just letting bust.
In your investigation of the financial aspects of this case, both relating to Lynn and then Jessy and Jennifer's accounts, you subpoenaed audio, video, and account information for each of the accounts, correct?
I believe, yes, that was all asked for in the subpoenas.
Fair to say that many
Oi!
of the responses indicated that due to retention
Girl,
policies, those
Liz,
weren't
what the
available.
fuck? Press pause. Please and thank you. Girl, we've got something for you.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Thank you, Holly, for sending me that little sound bite as a clip, and Ms. What the fuck for turning it into the sound bite. Because you know what?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Okay, back to court. Yikes.
True.
And only a handful were recovered from all the different accounts.
That's true.
You also testified of your, I guess, understandings as to Lynn's receipt of income in her Locks by Lynn account.
Yes.
And there was one monthly source of income in particular that she got in that account, true?
That's true.
Was that source of income present from the earliest records you received, I believe, which would have been mid-2016 for that account?
I have to review the records. I know that there was an ongoing payment that she received.
And that was from the Social Security Administration?
Correct.
What is your belief as to what that income was from?
It was just identified as Social Security. That could be a retirement, that could be Social Security. I don't believe she was necessarily old enough, but it could be a disability, it could be anything, but she's getting some type of Social Security benefit from the government.
And as far as you're aware, there's only two ways you can receive money from Social Security, correct? Disability or reaching the...
Correct.
And how old would she have been in 2016, if you recall?
I believe Lynn would have been 62.
And are you aware that that is too young to receive Social Security as a retirement benefit?
That's true.
Fair to say that this had to have come from Social Security disability.
Absolutely could have. Absolutely could be coming from disability.
And you don't otherwise have any information as to whether she was on disability or why, fair?
I do not.
Now, are you familiar at all with the financial rules surrounding receiving disability through Social Security?
I can't say I know them in detail. I do know some aspects in regards to disability.
Okay, so generally speaking, is it accurate for me to say that an individual receiving Social Security disability is subject to pretty specific
Thanks, Prince.
income
Yes,
restrictions
that
and
like.
asset
Have you?
restrictions?
Yes.
What happens if they go over those income limits or asset limits?
Rachel,
Yes, I
good
don't
to
know
see
necessarily the limits or how they decide on how much money someone is going to get, but I do know if there are certain, whatever the number is, that your disability or whatever benefit you're getting can be, they think they take it away or suspended or removed for that time. I don't know how that in detail works. I just know that there is a formula that they use and numbers that they have in regards to how you obtain that and maintain that.
So fair to say in summary, if you have too much money or make too much money, you can lose disability entirely?
Absolutely.
Fair to say that the IRS
I love it,
and
Cindy.
Social Security share information about an individual's income as reported for taxes?
I would say that's fair to say.
And so an individual that is receiving disability might take measures were they to receive income over the limit to avoid having that income tax or reported as taxable to the IRS, true?
Yes.
Did it strike you as odd at all that the disability payments were coming to Lynn's business account at a separate bank than her personal checking accounts?
Just people have different banks. I figured that was probably the bank she had when she started that. I didn't really look into or notice necessarily why she had that account at that financial institution.
But fair to say that we established earlier, broadly speaking, that account always was $3,000 or less at any given time.
It was a low balance account, yes.
And that was an account, I believe yesterday you testified, that was used kind of just for monthly expenses. I think there was a Time Warner and an AT&T bill, fair?
That's fair.
Okay, so if someone were looking at that account, they would see an energy payment, true?
True.
A phone bill,
Hey, pause, please, Ms. What the
True.
fuck?
and probably a TV.
If you're not in the Discord, why not? Send me an email, I'll send you a link. And if you're not on the Twitter, you might have missed, but at Poppy and Buster, whoa, got 2 new toys. and new beds on Wednesday. So they're pretty keen. Which one the girls want? Buster? We'll see how long they last. Their old Christmas dinosaur, Poppy's favorite toy ever, they destroyed. There's a squeak. They just destroyed, but they have many, many toys. Those are the new ones. I keep them out of the way while I'm at work just to make it last a little bit longer. Anyway, super cute. Let's go back to court. Hi, Hedda. Hi, Hedda. Good to see you.
Bill, since we know Lynn did not herself have internet to our knowledge.
True.
But other than that, the account was not heavily utilized, true?
That's true.
Now, you're familiar with various loans that Lynn attempted to obtain in early 2016 or 2018 prior to the Marcus loan, correct?
Various loans?
It might have actually only been one through, I think, BMO Harris. Is that fair?
There was documentation regarding a loan.
Okay.
It
And to your
wasn't
knowledge, Lynn filled
me.
that loan application out herself?
As far as I know, yes.
And at that point, as far as you're aware, that loan was denied, true?
I don't know if I was ever able to determine if it was necessarily denied. I just know
Paul-
that the documentation wasn't.
Sorry, Nico, if you're still here and if you're around and you're not out in the garden or at the gym training your back, we need for you. Micah carried your male fashion torch last weekend with admirable passion. Check out the defense attorney's. Was it a double Windsor knot? Tie it sent us for a very good period of time last weekend, but next time the camera is on the cross-examining defense attorney Nick, if you're around, please, your thoughts, sir. Thank you, Miss What the Fuck.
Easy to read. But I'm not sure if I remember seeing it actually saying it was denied. I don't believe I could ever attribute a payment from to the BMO. I wasn't able to determine a payment
Like only Micah
from
can,
BMO.
being the
So
maiden.
you didn't see
of the group.
any deposits from receipts for a loan nor payments?
There it is. Nick. I think Nick might not be around right now. Maybe he is. Maybe he's doing things with his robe. I'm not sure. He carried his what? The torch of male
Through
fashion.
that loan that would indicate
Y'all are terrible.
that she received it, true?
The
True.
maiden. Mike is a maiden in terms of
I'm
his
gonna
arc.
ask that we post this just to the witness first. It is what has been marked as Exhibit 566.
And when is a good time, since we're approaching 10 o'clock?
Oh,
When it would be a
now.
break to give the jury a break as well with your line of questioning.
And us.
You can just do it now.
We've been
that's fine.
going for 7 minutes.
Since we're on a new exhibit, I think this will be a fine time to take a break. So all rise for the jury, please.
Yes, Buster, I just opened it for you. Yeah, man. It's just the fact that he used a shawl or a scarf to tie said knot. Oh, there's a pole? I can't see it. Wait, I'll have to check. I'm gonna look. Buster wants to go out. Again, he's too much of a scaredy baby boy to go out because it's cold and rainy today. So I'll probably open the door about 69 times and he might go out once or twice. Hang on, let me check.
All right,
this
we'll be in
pole.
recess until 10:15. I'll put the sidebars on the record when we come back.
I love the poll.
Jim is
There's only one
supporting
answer.
me.
Jim. Everybody maybe everybody doesn't love cocks. Scandalous Poppy, for goodness sake. KKK. There's always one. Correct. In Jennifer McCabe's voice. Correct. A fitted sheet. Yes. Probably would have been a neater tie if he'd used a fitted sheet. And that's saying something. A neater knot of said tie. Hi. Okay, look, we got to break. Good. I'm proud of us, Shorties. Chat, we did it. Isn't it nearly summer for you, Lacey? Yes, but I live in Melbourne where anything's possible. Yesterday was, and the last 3 days have been quite, oh no, the last 2 days have been really lovely here. 27 Celsius, whatever that is in Fahrenheit, 65-ish. But Melbourne, this is how we roll in Melbourne. It's renowned for its predictably unpredictable weather. So here we are. All right, back to court. We can do this. We can do this. Let's at least get to lunch. Right now it's 12 degrees Celsius. Someone can do the calculations there. I'm sure Stephanie Blabbity Blur is very good on the calculations. The translation, that's not the right word. High of 15 degrees here today, and raining. 4 seasons in one day, right, Britt? Exactly. It's all right, Simi. All the more for the rest of us. We can drink in Judge Demi with our eyes and not have to share that splendiferous cup with Nick. His loss, our gain. $53. What? Is that what 15 degrees Celsius is? I said a lot of numbers.
It's 29 degrees Fahrenheit here right now. So you suck.
All right, we are back on the record. Appearances are as they were before. I have one sidebar to put on the record. I believe it was the state that requested the sidebar during cross-exam, and specifically as it relates to Exhibit 600 and questions regarding it. And we had a little bit of a discussion at sidebar just about not only that exhibit, but whether the bank documents themselves should be used versus questioning with round numbers.
Too much panting.
I indicated I wasn't really going to dictate what parties could do, but we did have the exhibits available. I did confirm, though, that I was sustaining the objection as to Exhibit 600 due to the witness not creating it.
That's a lot of maths,
having an
Jim.
opportunity to review it and compare with the actual records that he has. And ultimately, when we came back on the record, I think Attorney Navreski just continued with his questioning, started utilizing Exhibits 117 and 98, and did questioning on that. So I think I've accurately summarized. It was a little bit more lengthy of a sidebar. So
That means that basically in three different continents, it's the exact same temperature right now. That's kind of crazy. South Africa, Australia, and North America, at least where Lainey is in New Jersey, it's the same temperature. That's crazy. Where is that little baby Shorty? Where is it? That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, you can't be doing that. That's crazy. It's crazy.
if there's anything either party wants to add to that, please do so from the state.
Nothing from the state, thank you. Nothing from us either, Your Honor, thanks.
All right, I think that was the only sidebar, so.
No more cross-examination?
I know the subpoenas came in. I had a very brief opportunity to look at them. When I can tell the defenses, there's a couple of problems. One is I don't know that I have authority to sign it that quickly, or what the basis is with a turnaround date of would be 24 hours or so, or if you go to the end of the day, add, maybe 8 or 10 hours to that. But it also has the return to my clerk's email, which CCAP would absolutely not like if I did that. I don't think that's proper as well. And then third, why would the defense not simply just do a subpoena ducus tecum for a date next week for when you are presenting the defense. So I'm not saying I want you all to give me arguments right now. Those are just some of the concerns I saw off the top of my head. They'll at least give you an opportunity to look at it and maybe address some of those. I haven't even had an opportunity to read through the statute referenced in the subpoenas. I don't know the answer off the top of my head, but I believe both of these are brought pursuant to 80507. And I don't know whether there's any time frame referenced in that statute or not. That's certainly something I want to look at. But I can tell you, I'm not going to sign something that has a return via email to my clerk's email address. That's very problematic. But we can take that up after the lunch hour so that both sides have an opportunity to more thoroughly review. Okay?
Your Honor, we at this point are able to withdraw the one dealing with prison records. We were able to establish what we were looking for there without access to those, so I think we're good on that one.
Okay, so then we're only dealing with the one related to the Department of Health Services.
Correct.
Okay, good to know. All right, anything else I need to address prior to bringing the jury back out?
Nothing from the state, nothing from us.
All right, thank you. We'll bring the jury back out.
Oh, you'll all be pleased to know that once again I forgot to skip my meal box. One of them, I remembered the other one, but so needless to say, there will be some cooking being done in this home this week. It just got delivered. And that reminds me, while we're waiting for the jury to come back into court, Ms. What the Fuck and I are currently pulling together all of the recipes we have received for the Camp Shorty cookbook. I reached out to Hedda in the week and said, hey, do you have any South African delicacies that you might like to share with us? Thank you, Simi, for sending your recipes in. Me, hi, I've still got to write mine. But if you would like to submit anything to be included in the Camp Shorty hot box inaugural cookbook, just jot it down in an email, take a photo of a family recipe. Ms. What the Fuck and I can easily transcribe those. Send us a screenshot of a recipe you use from online. It doesn't have to be fancy. We'd love that. It's proving to be more of a Herculean task. It's bigger than we expected. That's what she said. However, it means that y'all, if you've got a recipe and you want to send it in, if you forgot about the recipe, same every day, still time. That would be amazing. Hedda, even if you send that notation in, we'd love to still include it. The royal we. Ms. What the Fuck is like, I'm not allowed in the kitchen. I don't even, this poor Ms. What the Fuck. It's like me reading calculus for Ms. What the Fuck, trying to decipher these recipes. So what day was that? One, I think it was Monday night, maybe your time, my time, Tuesday. Anyway, a day in the week we went through and sort of made the recipes more uniform and I said, no, that's fine. People will understand that. And Ms. What the Fuck was like, oh, good, because I don't understand any of it. Okay, court.
You are ready. You may continue with your cross.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It is a thought exercise to have to transpose things out of your head into a unified sort of understandable format. Absolutely, Simi.
I get this pulled up. And we can publish to the witness, please.
I did actually, while I think of it, I did actually put a post on the YouTube community, on the posts tab during the week. Just detail, like it was basically a name and shame list, of folks who might have forgotten that they said, yes, I can send in a recipe. So I probably should have put myself on that list also, but I will hand up accountability, say I've still got about 4 recipes to write up, but go and check if you need to reminding as to what maybe recipes you pledged. We have Ms. What the Fuck has that in a spreadsheet. You know she does. So but even if you didn't pledge something, send it in. It's missshorty@gmail.com. All one word. It's Miss Shorty. Okay, court. All
right, this is what has been marked as Exhibit 566. This is part of the authenticated business records from BMO Harris, correct?
That's correct.
And this would have been something that you reviewed in your preparation of this case in your demonstratives on the financial health of Lynn's accounts, true?
That's correct.
And you mentioned that there was a loan application that was hard to read. Is this your understanding of what that loan application was?
Yes.
Okay. I would ask at this point to publish to the jury and to admit 566 if I didn't already ask.
No objection.
Exhibit 566 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
All right, looks like the jury's got it on their screens at this point. So this is the best copy we have of this loan application, true?
That's correct.
When you reviewed this, were you able to make out parts of it despite its fuzziness?
Yes, there were parts that you can make out some things.
Yo.
I'm going to zoom in here just to try and give us a slightly better look at what we're looking at. So this was a loan that Lynn applied for, correct?
Correct.
And
In Lynn's
looking at
name,
what's circled
that
there,
was
I think it's his
applied
base
for
loan
in
amount.
Lynn's name.
This,
Lovely, Britt. Have a beautiful time. I hope it's not too wet and rainy out your way. That sounds like a lovely day.
I believe, was for approximately $15,000, true? Or $35,000, I'm told. Is that correct?
I can't say
Hi, Heaven. By the way,
exactly
hi,
what
Heaven.
that number is.
If we go up to the first line of base loan amount, does that look like $35,000 to you?
It possibly could be a 3. It's very difficult to read.
Yeah, wow.
Understood. To your knowledge, she didn't get this loan, correct?
I couldn't find anything that I could attribute to a loan being deposited into the accounts that we had.
All right, I'm gonna breeze forward here.
Oh,
Bear with me,
pause.
I know it's
Also,
very difficult
I
for us.
didn't. I forgot to notice that even though it's 12 degrees Celsius here right now, the feels like, thanks Jackie Fulford, is 6 degrees. It's pretty cold. Poor little baby Buster was not keen to go outside. Okay. We got this.
To actually discern. Now, at the top of page 4 of this exhibit, are you able to read the headings of those columns for us, or at least the ones you can make out?
I guess we'll start from left to right. Looks like an income source. Monthly equivalent. I can't read that next line. Next
Nobody
box.
can.
Well, I guess the
Nobody
third box might be
can.
income type. I'd be guessing at the fourth box.
Hot box? Okay.
Let's jump forward
Question
just to
mark?
that last box. I think that the next two are kind of indecipherable.
That one, I believe, says income amount.
So that would be Lynn listing how much she was earning per month?
I assume that would necessarily be what she's identifying as a monthly income.
That's a stupid
what
thing to
amount
put
is
up on
shown
the
there,
screen.
Chantal?
You can't read anything. That's ridiculous.
Difficult to say.
Bless you.
I can say maybe that's a 1, so maybe 1,251.
Okay, that's how I read it as well.
Right?
How much was she
See?
receiving
It's
from her
ridiculous.
disability payments every month? Do you recall?
I don't recall the exact amount. I believe checks, if I remember, I remembered some checks. I thought maybe
It's
around
obvious.
800.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
and that is consistent with the documents we looked at yesterday. So fair to say on this application, she was inflating her income by about 50%, if that's the 1251 number that we think it is.
Objection relevance?
I guess if that is the actual number that is listed there,
Objection
and the
relevance.
checks that possibly she was inflating, yes. I can't say that that's the
Objection
number, though.
boomer. Objection Homer.
All right, and we've got a couple other places where it's listed. This box down here that I'm showing you with the mouse, other income, again, that looks to me like 1251.35 maybe. Does that seem accurate?
It appears that first number may be a 1, and I do see possibly a 2 following that. The last 4 are difficult.
Hard.
Fair to say that the boxes above that are all zeros, though, true?
I would say, yeah, those are zeros.
And from what I can
Like
tell,
you,
first one is
Homer.
something employment income fair that's listed as zero.
Something,
Something.
yeah, employment income, I could say that, yes.
The next one appears to be overtime, also listed as zero. Same with bonuses, commissions, dividends or interest, and net rental income. Does that look right from your read?
Yeah,
And so the only income she claims is this other income, true?
Someone summons him
yes,
in the
it would appear that
Discord.
that's the only box that
Summons
has
him in the Discord.
anything in it.
And that's consistent with what you know of her employment status in 2016 when this was applied for, or 2018 when this was applied for, correct? She was not working.
As far as I know, no, she was not working.
And the only regular income would have been that disability payment.
Yes.
And if we look
Oh,
down
thank
here,
God for that one.
describe other income. Can you read the white drop-down box there at the right?
Something.
The white box
Social
there,
Security.
it's Social Security.
Okay.
Yes,
And the number before
yes.
it in the box appears to be consistent with the number that we've consistently been unable to read accurately, but looks like it's something that starts with the 1,200, correct?
Yeah, there's definitely a one,
Yeah.
I believe, in the first number. It will be consistent with numbers we've somewhat been
Detective
able to read throughout
Plennes,
this
you're a
document.
better
So
man
we know if
than
she's
me.
claiming 1,000 plus in Social Security income, that's not true, correct?
If I remember the Social Security payments, I believe her checks were less than that.
Thanks. Now, I'm moving
Thanks.
down to, and I'll scroll out a little bit
It's all
see if we
clear
can get
now.
a better image of this.
Good God.
Can you read that title right there?
No?
I believe that says assets.
Okay, and this would be the part of the one where she lists the amount of money she has in her accounts, correct?
Correct.
Now, looking at this, it looks like there are 2 accounts listed, true?
No,
Or 3, I'm sorry. There's one that is in the black box as well.
No.
there is.
Okay. Are you able to make out what that first account is, the account number, or the last 4 of it, just so we can identify it?
The one that's, like, I guess in the bold box?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I can make an assumption, but I don't, I think there might be a 3-6 at the end.
I don't think we
And
do
fair to say we can't
assumptions
really
in
make out the
court.
amount in the account
No.
one either.
Am I right?
Jumping to the next one. Looks like an account ending in 8707 or 9707. Is that true?
That's fair.
Something,
No
something.
money listed in that account.
Digits.
Correct.
That's what's listed on here, yes.
And the one that we can kind of make out is checking account ending in 7601. Correct.
That's correct.
And that's her money market account, right?
Correct.
And what total is listed for that account?
That looks like $15,010, and I'm gonna say it's either a 71 cents or 21 cents.
And so I'm gonna pull up. Give me a minute to find it again.
God. Kukla, do not get involved. Cabbage Kukla, stay out of it. Yes, she says
You can
yes.
Stop publishing and move this one over just to confirm with the witness that we're looking at the right one.
I'm so proud of us, Jack. I've got tears in my eyes. I'm not sure why.
All right. Are you able to see this?
Yes.
And this is page 97 of Exhibit 98. Do you recognize this as part of the records that you reviewed?
Yes.
And at this point, I would ask that we publish to the jury.
Go ahead.
Judge Jenny D's like, what are we doing here? Focus on the court reporter. Focus on the court reporter.
All right. It looks like the jury has it on their screens now. This is the account statement for the period ending, I believe, February 10th, 2018, correct?
That's correct.
This is for the 701 or 7601
Thank
checking
you,
money
Rachel.
market account.
That's correct.
And this is the only account that was listed on this BMO loan application that we could more or less make out, true?
Yes, so we could see an actual amount, yes.
What is the ending balance as of February 10th, 2018?
As of February 10th, 2018, it indicates $15,011.73.
Seven.
I'm going
It
to
was
jump
a
back
seven.
to 566. And she listed a number that is 15,000 and something. It's not entirely clear what that is, but consistent with what her checking account balance was at the time that this was filled out.
That's correct.
Would that suggest that in March 2018, she knew how much was in her bank account?
I don't recall if those statements were in February. I can't remember the date on this loan, if this was a March or if we could make out the date of when this actually occurred.
And yeah, let's scroll back and try to find that out. Fair to say that if she were applying prior to March 10th, her most recent statement would be from the Exhibit 98, page 97, this account statement ending in February 10th, 2018,
If she were applying for a loan on March 10th?
or prior to getting her next statement.
This would, yeah, I mean, she would have the statement after February 10th of 2018. So anything after February 10th of 2018, this was a statement that we would believe she would use.
Okay, let's jump back to Exhibit 566, page 8, and we're going to see if we can decipher.
Oh my
this date
goodness.
Can you tell what that date is in the date sign that we've got circled?
The month looks like a 2.
Yep.
I honestly can't say what the day would be. Could you scroll down just a little bit?
Come on now. This got to be kidding with this bullshit, right?
Very well could be 2018. February, I don't know the day. I can't make the
Fair to
day.
say that
I can't
it
believe-
is sometime in the month of February 2018,
Yes,
and that Exhibit 98 would have encompassed all the activity between January 10th and February 10th.
Pause. Please, Ms. What the fuck? Surely they could have transposed these into a demonstrative, a chalk, if you will. Some sort of PowerPoint thing that says this document and this document stipulate, same, something for the screen, jury here. This whole line of questioning would have been streamlined, have some semblance of some modicum of clarity, and we wouldn't be like screaming goats around the world. Look, obviously I need to be a trial consultant as well. It's fine. Press play, please, Miss. What the fuck? This is very frustrating.
But would not include necessarily February 10th to March 10th. Is that true?
that's true.
But if there was account activity that took place after this cutoff date, she still would not have received her March transaction statement.
That's true.
So sometime in February, were she to look up her account balance, this $15,000 amount listed on the loan application would have been what she saw, right?
Correct.
It's not rocket science, Simi.
I'm going to scroll
I
down
thought
on page
attorneys
8
were
of Exhibit
smart.
566. Are you able to read what is circled here and the line?
No,
of
we
table
can't.
describes
Pause
what
again,
the
please,
checkboxes
Miss.
mean?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I go back to my comment before, which is obfuscation, and I think we spoke about this in chat last week when we managed to stay on the rails occasionally. It feels a lot like lollygagging, this stuff, right? It feels like obfuscation, which means making things harder to understand, less clear. Exactly, Princey. So all the things you all have said, me suggesting that they could have done a demonstrative, some sort of visual aid, those things. Exactly, Henna. Exactly. We don't assume. We're not speculating. All of these things, draw them up together into a tight little bundle. They could have done it differently. They, the defense, they didn't, and it makes you wonder why, right? Okay.
Do you want me to read it?
If you could, yes.
This application was taken by, and then there's 4, I guess, not drop downs, but I guess options. And it looks like the face-to-face checkbox is marked.
And above that, it says to be completed by interviewer. So someone that worked at the bank would have filled this part out, correct?
The way it's written, yes, I would assume that someone from the bank would have had to do this.
And someone at the bank that was completing this loan face-to-face would have verified the identity of Lynn. True?
I would hope so.
Now, looking at this document, do you have any reason to believe that Lynn did not go and apply for this loan herself in person?
Looking at this document, no, I have no reason not to believe.
And just to reiterate, as far as we are aware, this loan was not paid out and likely then was not approved. True?
I couldn't find a payment from a loan, so I can't say.
And
I
we
don't see
have-
anything in her accounts.
And we have the complete records from BMO on all of Lynn's accounts for this time period, regardless of the type, correct?
Correct.
So, safe to assume, had this loan been paid out and a new account created, we would have those records.
If this loan was paid out, yes. I can't say if it was denied, approved, and she decided not to. I can't say that, but it does appear that this loan was applied for.
Thank you. And we can take this down. And based on your understanding of the case, After this loan was either denied or declined, not paid out, Lynn applied for the Marcus loan.
That Lynn applied for that loan?
Correct.
The Marcus Goldman Sachs loan?
Correct.
No.
You can't say she did not apply for it, though, can you?
I believe based upon the statements and the investigation that Lynn did not apply for that loan.
That doesn't answer my question. You cannot say for certain that Lynn did not participate or approve or partake in the application process for that loan, true?
True.
And you cannot say for certain that at least $9,900 of the proceeds of that loan very likely could have originated from the proceeds of the Marcus loan, true?
I would have a hard time saying very likely, but I can't say that $9,900 cannot be attributed to the $30,000 loan.
And you've identified no other
Again,
plausible source for that
speculative.
$9,900, correct?
I have not identified a source of where that money came from.
Okay.
Gambling
And
winnings.
fair to say that this loan was applied for sometime, it looked like, in mid to late February. based
I would
on-
say the loan was applied for in February at some point, yes.
And we know that the Goldman Sachs loan was dispersed March 8th, 2018, correct?
Per the records, yes.
And we know also that it was applied for at or prior to that by some number of days, true?
Correct.
So likely at most a few weeks passed between Lynn applying in person for this loan that was for whatever reason not paid out and the application in her name using false income information was applied to with Goldman Sachs, true?
That was a long question.
Yeah, man, compound
repeat
as
it?
fuck.
Right, so about 2 weeks passed between this loan being denied and the Goldman Sachs disbursement, true?
Oh my goodness.
True.
Okay. And this loan and the Goldman Sachs loan both used false income information that inflated Lynn's income, correct?
The Goldman Sachs, yes, they both did. The Goldman Sachs was extremely inflated.
Yet the Goldman Sachs one was approved. True?
Absolutely was approved.
Oh, Kukla was very happy with that.
We can
See?
take that down, thank you.
Oh. Miss, what the fuck? You're the best. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Say, I was trying so hard to be sensible, but we needed a little outlet.
Today that Lynn did not receive any food stamp requests to your knowledge, correct?
To my knowledge, she did not.
Did you specifically attempt to determine whether or not she did by subpoenaing records?
No.
And food stamps are typically now issued on a debit card that the recipient gets, correct?
That's correct.
And those transactions would not be reflected on someone's personal bank statements, true?
I don't believe they would be.
Okay. In your preparation for this case, did you review any of the handwritten notes / documents that are depicted in the scene photographs at Lynn's house?
I would have seen, yes, some of the documents that were obtained, or at least from the scene photos.
Are you aware that several of those contain references to a Quest card?
I can't say that I recall that.
As far as you're aware, no one's ever recovered a Quest card, true?
That's true.
But nobody would have been looking for one at the time. Is that also true?
No, there would have been no reason to look for a Quest card.
Thank you.
No further questions?
When we're talking about kind of your investigation and approach to trying to verify kind of the flow of money, especially when it comes to cash being withdrawn and spent elsewhere after a check has come into Jesse's account, for example, what steps did you take to try to determine where the cash was spent?
Just by using the bank statements, the transaction statements.
So several of the checks that you discussed yesterday have memo notes in them that list things like a car payment or car repairs, true?
True.
Did you take any steps to try to verify whether Jesse ever made cash payments at a car repair place, for example, to try to trace that income?
I can't say that I checked into any cash transactions.
Fair to say that yesterday we went through numerous examples of checks from
Yeah,
Cone Law Office,
man.
for example, that you testified that you don't see any transactions on Jesse's account that would correspond with that memo in the check.
That's true.
Did you ever try to subpoena or request records from Cone Law Office to determine whether Jesse had paid bills there using cash or, for example, a cashier's check, a money order?
No.
So the extent of your attempts to trace that money was to review the records that we had, see that cash was taken out, and then just kind of assume we don't have a way to follow up on that cash, correct?
That the cash was withdrawn from, you mean Mr. Krzyzewski's account?
Correct.
No, I used the transaction history. So money would go in, and then I'd see the money go out from the transaction history. I can't say if she did any cash withdrawals. If those cash withdrawals would have gone to any of the, I guess, the checks that were issued to verify if some of those checks, if any of those monies would have been paid by cash to any of the, like the Cone office or any of the other things that were documented in those checks.
Okay, and that was something you did not attempt to follow up on to determine, correct?
That's correct.
Speaking of the memo lines of checks, fair to say that if someone were to give me a check, other than for like services rendered, the memo line doesn't dictate what I can do with that check as gift money, true?
Is it a gift?
If someone were to,
Why if the check, I don't know if the check doesn't have anything written down, I don't know what the check is intended for.
if someone were to write me a check for whatever reason and they intend to give me $2,000 and think I'm going to use it on a car payment, am I limited to using that money to pay my car payment?
No, man.
Depends if that's how you got the check, if that's how you obtained it.
And so that
It
would require
says
you to have
cash.
facts that are outside of the purview of just
What do we-
looking at the financial records available to us, true?
I would have to talk to the person that issued the check.
So without talking to them, you would have no way to either confirm or dispel the notion, I guess, that it was a fraudulent transaction or procured in a way that was
That's
wrongful, right?
suspicious.
Without talking to the individual that issued the check, I'm unable to
That's
determine that.
weird.
Fair to say you could not and did not talk to Lynn about the memos on any of these checks, whether this money was being given to Jessy as a gift or elsewise, correct?
I did not speak to Lynn at all in regards to the checks that were issued out of her accounts.
So a lot
Obviously.
of your opinions regarding whether transactions look suspicious are just kind of based on your gut feeling, having reviewed all the transactions and Lynn's pattern of life, as you put it. True?
My opinions were based off the transaction history in the accounts that I reviewed.
Okay, thank you.
No further
Now, I
questions.
just want to clarify something we kind of touched on earlier today.
Nothing's clear.
Is it
Nothing's
true that
clear.
you do not know the exact amount that Lynn inherited from her mom after her mom's death?
That is true.
Also true that the records that we have as of June 2014 don't show those transactions coming in. They're already there, true?
That's true.
What is the basis for your belief or understanding that it was around $250,000?
That was the information that I received when I started with the case. They believe that money was an inheritance from Lynn's mother or her parents,
Who did you receive
Surely
that
that's
information
very.
from other
Fair.
investigators in the case.
from? Okay, so that was just a number that someone at some point obtained or received or believed, and that was just kind of the basis of the assumptions made when reviewing financials?
Wait.
In regards to the money coming,
So this attorney's trying to throw doubt on the amount and the source of Lynn's inheritance from her parents. I feel like that's probably a verifiable fact, right? Gosh, the skullduggery of these people. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
where the money originated?
Just the amount of the inheritance?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Nothing's clear.
Now, I want to pivot to
Please pivot.
kind of Lynn's patterns of life broadly in, I guess, the last year of her life, 2018.
Okay.
Repeatedly referenced yesterday was the fact that based on your review of the records, Lynn's activities were largely confined to the Waukesha County area, Pewaukee and Waukesha especially. True?
That's true.
But we do know that Lynn also enjoyed, for example, going out to lunch with Anthony. I believe Anthony testified to having met Lynn for lunch in West Dallas in 2018. Is that true?
That's true.
So,
Once?
knowing that Lynn primarily used cash, are we limited in how broadly we can make assumptions based on the kind of repeated transactions in her accounts as to like geographically where she was going?
The accounts, yeah, I can't determine where she spent cash. The accounts and the determinations of geological or geographical locations were based upon the transactions indicated in the account.
This is what the fuck, yes.
And so
Free
there's
the
nothing
witness.
that you have
Free all of
reviewed in the
us.
records that would make you think that Lynn did not frequent areas of Milwaukee or West Dallas, for example.
I can't say she did not.
Okay.
Free the witness. Free the chat. Free Miss Shorty.
Let's turn to kind of a completely unrelated issue from the financials, another area of the case that you were involved in and presumably have reviewed records on.
Oh, good. Okay.
Handwriting samples.
Okay.
Okay.
And so you're aware in this case that the defense wanted handwriting samples to be evaluated to determine the legitimacy of the handwritten wills and handwritten documents
Yeah.
left by Lynn.
Fake,
True?
fake,
True.
fake, fake.
True that Waukesha County's lab and the state crime lab are not qualified to carry out those services,
That's true.
and that the FBI had to be brought in to do that.
That's true.
And also true that the FBI essentially told us that in order for the FBI to do that, it had to be requested through law enforcement channels, and that they could not do it at the request of the defense alone.
That's true.
Now, did you become involved with procuring what were known confirmed handwriting samples of Lynn?
Isn't
for the
that
FBI?
right?
Yes.
And that included requesting any handwritten documents from both Corinne and Anthony that Lynn would have written at some point?
Yes.
Did you ask them for all of the handwritten documents from Lynn that you had, or that they had, or specific ones? How did you go about that?
There were a lot of handwritten documents already in, I guess, in our possession at that point. But there were, I don't know if we necessarily said bring everything, or if you can just bring us some handwriting samples that you have with Lynn's original writing.
And the ones that were already in your possession, were those copies or originals?
Well, there were some copies, and I believe there were some originals.
Now, the FBI did their analysis, true?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to review kind of the findings of that?
I didn't really go through the findings of it.
Are you aware that the FBI opined that additional confirmed handwriting?
Calls for hearsay.
Your Honor, he's been testifying as to kind of collective knowledge he's gained from other officers' work about the investigation.
I presume you're not offering it for the truth of the matter asserted, but to determine what, if anything, this particular witness did with the information.
Correct.
With that understanding, he may answer the question.
And I don't plan to get into the details of what the conclusions were. Fair to say the FBI opined that
Hi,
having
Micah.
additional confirmed original
Yes.
as opposed to copies, handwritten samples from Lynn would have increased the accuracy of their analysis. True?
I honestly don't know.
Okay. So your involvement ended after you gathered the records originally, right?
We gathered the records, and then we ended up, I assisted in obtaining Ms. Kurczewski's handwriting exemplars.
Okay. But no follow-up after the FBI had done their analysis to attempt to obtain additional samples, true?
No.
And you were present, I believe 2 days ago now, when Anthony Posa testified that he had numerous samples of Lynn's writing still at his house.
I believe I heard him say that, yes.
And you don't recall whether you asked him for all samples or just some, so that's not inconsistent with what you believed you were getting?
No.
Okay. You mentioned that you assisted in obtaining handwriting samples from Jessy, right?
Correct.
Isn't it true that you had several, countless at that point, letters that were handwritten by Jessy to various players within kind of the investigation?
Yes.
Yeah, Jessy voluntarily provided several handwriting samples for you and for investigators, true?
It was a request for the FBI.
And several individuals were present for that, correct?
Yes.
And all of you were kind of sitting there watching, I assume?
Yeah, I believe I was the one that was reading, I guess, the excerpts of the letters that were requested, because they wanted certain sections to have Ms. Kurczewski, like me read them to her, she write them out. We did that multiple times.
Okay, so you were
Sneaky.
dictating what sections the FBI wanted samples of, true?
They were sections that were decided between defense and the state in regards to.
Okay, and several other people were just there to observe.
This is ghouls, this defense team.
I can't recall exactly who was there. I know I was there. I believe representatives from the state and then also representatives from defense.
So Jesse's writing out these handwriting samples essentially while several people just kind of stand and watch her, true?
Yeah.
The pressure. The
Thank
pressure
you. I
would
just
have
wanted to
been
confirm that.
real.
We can get into kind of the implications of that with another witness. But since you kind of handled that process, I wanted to get your input on it. And I would like to show you another exhibit that was introduced, I believe, early in the trial. It's a state's exhibit.
Like a million years ago.
And if we could publish this if it's not already. Is it on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me zoom in a little bit.
Look,
this
we've
is marked
already
as State's Exhibit
compared the
19.
handwriting, sir.
It was admitted while you were here observing trial, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Now,
It's on the screen, but wait for the jury.
oh, perfect.
I call this shit right. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Strike his tie. Hey, Ms. What the fuck? Show Micah the latest.
All right, we're good. We got the jury screens up. I'm gonna zoom in
Brilliance.
here.
The latest brilliance. Micah, we've got something for you. Who wore it better, this Homer or that Homer? Thanks, Ms. What the fuck?
What we've got.
Ooh.
And this was a photo of Lynn's, I guess, personal papers and important financial documents, correct?
From what, yes.
Sorry. And
I think.
yeah. And there's reference in this to having received a denial letter, true?
That's what appear, some sort of denial letter, yes.
So that would have been consistent with receiving a denial letter from the loan that we discussed today from BMO?
I have no idea if that's, would be associated with BMO.
A
I
denial for
wonder
some
whether
loan.
Jessy
Says there's
sorry,
a
Mr.
denial letter,
Potts.
yes.
I wonder whether Jessy coerced Lynn to complete that in-person loan application, and then with all of the details that Lynn would have provided in that form, whether Jessy then used that to replicate other applications.
That makes sense since they've said that the Visine, the Tetra, whatever stuff in it is like GHB basically, or that it's a date rape kind of drug. So
Yep.
it could put her in a state of altered consciousness, which would mean she would be
Yes.
suggestible.
Yes, suggestible, and then with that information gathered from that, albeit failed denied application, Jessy can then use any and all of that for future. Because didn't this witness say? I mean, it's very hard to concentrate, but didn't the witness say that, or didn't we establish that there was only this one personal loan? I can't remember now. It's been so much testimony and so many financial affairs. Anyway, yeah, that and when was the date? 2018. So at the beginning of stuff. Yep, I think. Yep. Ah, Bookie, hello. Good to see you. We're on day forever.
And if you
of
go and
court.
read the handwritten text that's kind of underneath the denial letter, can you read through what that says?
Put through as regular loan with no corrections on new packet.
Okay, so fair to say that based on the note, this was a denial letter for a loan that she intended to reapply for with no corrections in it. True?
From what's written, yes, that's what's written on this envelope.
Yeah, you can take that down.
What's the verdict? Is what the fuck? What are we doing here with this? How much tolerance must we apply?
Dude, I don't know. I'm like checked out at this point. I'm so.
We can go faster. That's what she said. Let's
Thank
go
you. Sorry for the little delay there.
1.5.
That is all I have for you.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Any
Oh!
redirect?
Yes, Judge. Detective Plennes.
Oh, we did it!
Can we bring up Exhibit 98? Actually, I'm sorry. Before we bring it up, I'd like to show Exhibit 224 to just the witness, please. Detective, can you let me know when
Okay,
that pops up on your
Sidewinder.
screen?
Sitzberger. We get a good tie. We get some succinct questioning.
All right, it's.
We get some shut that
You know
shit
what we're looking at
down.
there?
Strike
Yes.
all this
What is
shit.
it?
This would be the signature card for the 9707 BMO Harris account for Lynn Hernan.
Okay. Is this a fair,
Okay,
accurate, and
standing
complete
up. Thank
record
you.
of the accounts for, I'm sorry, the financial records for that account?
Yes.
Your Honor, move Exhibit
Pause.
224 into evidence
Sorry.
and ask to publish.
I know that they're allowed to sit down, but how much more respectful of the court process and of courtroom etiquette, and I guess respectful of the jury's time, and how much more commanding a presence does this prosecutor, Sitzberger, Sidewinder, I prefer Sidewinder, I'm sure he does too, he of the giant coffee and the beautiful wintry suit tones, it's much more, I don't know, it's just a better look, right? I know if I was a juror, what do you think was what the fuck?
Oh, I agree 100%. And it's just like, it also feels more elegant for what's happening, less, schleppy and like, I don't know,
Particularly
like
when
don't
you're
care.
opposing attorney, particularly when his opposing attorney is Homer Bloody Simpson Jr. Like, man, and I realized that he had documents, but so does this attorney. That he's
Yeah.
got his laptop just next to him. I presume they've got the Elmo right there, or I can't. No, I think that the defense attorney was bringing those beautifully, clearly copied documents up on his computer screen and then sharing it to the jury, publishing it to the jury. But oh, it's just so much better. It's just okay. Yes. If I was, and also it's something to look at for the jury to actually focus there. Like I know for me, if there's something else to look at and listen to, my ADHD brain focuses much better. I'm much better at focusing when I'm at work, when I have stuff in my ear than when I don't. My brain needs things to look at and things to listen to. So with that sloppy Homer Simpson just sitting down, oh my God, I can't believe they all stayed awake. Let's assume they did. Yep. Exactly, Princey. Exactly. All right. Okay, we got this. We made it.
Exhibit 224 is received permission to publish as granted.
Now, Detective Plennes, it's been pointed out, and I know it's slowly popping up on the jury screen, so I'm not going to scroll through it yet. But to use our time wisely, this is an account you and I did not discuss, if we can believe that, yesterday.
That is true.
And do you recall why we did not address this with all the other financial accounts?
There wasn't much activity, and the activity was old.
Okay. And in fact, if we flip down, and I'm sorry, actually, on page 2, if we go to page 2, what is the first statement BMO Harris gave you, again, in response to your subpoena?
The first statement is June 23rd of 2014 through July 22nd of 2014.
But to be fair, if we look at almost all the way to the bottom of what's on your screen, do you see previous balance as of June 22nd, 2014?
Yes.
What is that total?
$182,360.86.
So fair to say this account went or existed previous to June 23rd of 2014?
I'm sorry.
Is it fair to say this account existed prior to this monthly statement?
Yes.
And yesterday you explained why you and law enforcement have to sort of narrow your subpoenas to a specific time frame, correct?
Correct.
Okay. This is the first monthly statement you received in this account, though.
Yes.
Okay, if we could flip down to page 12. I'm sorry, can we go down to page 13? I apologize. Do you see what this is, Detective Plennes?
Yes.
And what is this?
This would be a transfer or a deposit ticket of for monies.
Okay, and how much is that amount being transferred?
That's $181,815.58.
And if we switch to Exhibit 98 quickly, specifically page 10. I'm sorry, if we scroll up to page 9.
I missed my second monitor. I could see this if I had a second monitor.
Sorry, could you keep scrolling up to October 2014? You go to page 3, Mr. Wolfner. All right, Detective Plennes, on page 3, yesterday you noted that this money market account in Exhibit 98 was opened with 2 deposits.
Correct.
Does one of those deposits match the transfer you just talked about from Exhibit 224?
Yes.
Okay, so when Attorney Navreski was asking you about accounts being depleted and things like that, in early 2014, this money market account did not exist yet.
Correct.
Okay, so it wasn't as though Ms. Hernan just lost $100,000 or even $180,000. It was just transferred to start this money market account.
Correct.
And so as of October 1st of 2014, that 9707 account in 224 no longer had any money.
Correct.
And from the records you got related to the 9707 account, did it ever have money put into it again?
No.
Okay. And you see the other deposit that opened up Exhibit 98, that money market account?
Yes.
And what is the amount there?
$68,184.42.
Could you please go to page 10 of Exhibit 117? Detective Plennes, on page 10, do you see a corresponding number of $68,000 some odd dollars?
Yes.
And where is that?
That is on October 1st in the 5336 BMO checking account.
Okay. And after that, does that appear to be the second deposit that starts the money market account?
Yes.
And even after that transfer or withdrawal, as it's called here, is made, what's the ending balance of that checking account?
As of October 19th of 2014?
Yes, sir.
The ending balance is $70,811.73.
Okay, so now that you've gotten to see the actual figures on these actual accounts, earlier it was brought up, did Ms. Hernan just sort of deplete her accounts? Would you agree or disagree with that, now having seen the numbers?
No. She moved money from one account.
Objection, one sidebar on this.
All right, hold on, please.
Sidebar. Little gal with these nuts gets to stand up from his back row seat. Ooh, Jessy also. Kukla. Oh, look, little Homer's also kind of short.
He puts the little in Little Homer.
He really does.
Since Nick's not here, I'm gonna
Yeah.
scoot.
Skedaddle.
Maybe. Maybe it doesn't like that. Oh, there we go.
I'm going to sustain the objection, strike the response that was started to be given, and ask the state to rephrase.
Detective, would you agree, at least as of October 2014, when that money market account is opened with the two deposits, it does not appear Ms. Hernan depleted any accounts at that point?
Correct.
Okay. And it was asked to go sort of to that March 2016, where you noted that money market is first touched, correct?
Correct.
And if we can go, and I forgot to write down the page number on 117 for the March 2016 balance. Well, I'm sorry, before we do that, while we're still up on page 10, Detective, after that $68,000 comes out of this account and goes to the money market account, do you see additional withdrawals?
Yes.
And what amounts do you have there?
There is a $9,000 withdrawal on October 10th and a $2,000 withdrawal on October 17th.
And again, before moving on, while we're talking about account ending 5336, did Ms. Hernan have like any independent income directly going into this account? What I mean by that is Social Security payments or paychecks or anything monthly that was automatically going into this account?
I don't believe so.
And yesterday you talked about a number of transfers from the money market account into this 5336 account, correct?
Correct.
Again, you were explaining about how money markets work. Why were these transfers coming into this checking account?
Money transfers from 7601 into 5336 due to bill pay transaction limits on money market accounts.
And this is the account Ms. Hernan was paying her bills primarily through?
Yes.
Okay. Could we go to the page 58, please? Thank you. And this is where Attorney Navreski was asking you about this end balance of $20,111.69.
Yes.
Okay, so in this intervening 18 months, 17 months or so, between October of 2014 and March of 2016, approximately $50,000 has come out of this account.
Correct.
Okay, and you've been in court when both Anthony and Karine Posa talked about this amount of money Lynn talked to them about?
Yes.
You recall what amount of money that was?
I believe it was around $50,000.
Okay. So, and you would agree that in addition to paying bills, Ms. Hernan was sort of taking cash withdrawals out of this account?
This account seemed to be an account she used to make purchases.
Okay. I want to go to Exhibit 541, shifting gears a little bit. Detective Plennes, you were asked to talk about some medical records today, and Attorney Navreski had you read a very specific portion of page 516. Can we scroll down that page a little bit? Not that far, I'm sorry. Okay, and can you just, in addition to what you read for Attorney Navreski, could you just read that top paragraph, reason for consult?
Patient has chronic abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea.
Yeah, I wonder
Unable
why.
to eat anything result in AKI with CR to 5. But workup so far, just all negative. She in tears a lot due to pain and look distressed. Please help with symptom control.
And if you could, a few lines down where you see the number 6 with an F/U, could you read what that says, please?
Will
you.
sign off as no palliative needs.
So that's the palliative team indicating there are no palliative needs.
Correct.
And if we could go to 520 of that same exhibit, please. If you could scroll all the way to the bottom, please, Mr. Falconer. All right, right there's great. Detective, can you read that last paragraph?
30 minutes total time with greater than 50% spent of counseling. We, the palliative care team, appreciate the opportunity to participate in the patient's care and will continue to follow. We have discussed out findings and recommendations with the referring provider and with the other team members.
So no life-limiting illnesses and basically a 30-minute time frame where palliative care was even discussed.
Correct.
And ultimately it was found not to be needed for Ms. Hernan.
Correct.
Okay, let's put that exhibit down, please.
He's good,
we
old
bring up exhibit
sidewinder.
566,
With his
please?
piano playing
Oh, yeah,
hands.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Just wait for it to be on the jury screens because it is very hard to read.
What was that noise?
Thank you.
Someone did a
Detective,
toothfar.
you said you could not tell if
I stopped for a second. Like my head jumped up, and I was like, "Wait, what? What was that?" I wasn't paying attention for a second, and then all of a sudden there was that sound. I was like, "Something happened."
I'm pretty sure they're on roller chairs too, those attorneys.
Yeah.
They're on like big bankers roller chairs. So I don't know what that noise was, but see, we're paying attention.
We
Enough
are.
to notice it.
Yes.
If
Professional.
this was an approved loan or denied or declined of some sort, right?
That's correct.
You see that box that's on the form in the middle of the page that's displayed on page 2 of Exhibit 566?
Yes.
Yes.
If you see the sort of column of words, can you see the last 2 in the row of 5?
Yes. Imagine if Sidewire had popped one.
Yes.
Can you make out what those 2 lines say?
Is that the enable full product eligibility checking and allow product selection for denial only?
Okay, I think
Came
we're
in
looking at
with the
different
fart
parts
zinger
of the form.
lady.
I'm looking in that box section on the right side in the middle of the page.
Okay.
You see that now?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Do you see the words to the left side of that box?
Yes.
Okay, the last 2 lines. Can you make out what those words are?
Disbursement date and first payment date.
And does it appear to have dates written in next to those 2 words?
There's something in those boxes.
Okay, next to the words disbursement date and something about a payment date, correct?
Correct.
You can't make out what the date is by chance?
I can't.
Okay. You said earlier that you searched Miss Hernan's bank records for any amount from a loan, 15,000 or 35, whatever that number is. You searched for it, right?
Yes.
No loan of any amount from BMO Harris went into any of Miss Hernan's accounts.
Not that I could find.
And this was a face-to-face application, you said?
That's what it states.
I noticed BMO Harris did not give you anything about what ID was used.
No.
Could you even tell whether it be a state ID card as opposed to a driver's license or something like that?
Not that I could see.
Okay. And you've been in court to hear that Ms. Kurczewski, in fact, has used other people's identities in person to apply for loans.
Correct.
Okay. So when Attorney Navreski asked you, he said, based on this document, does it appear Lynn
There
Hernan
we go.
filled out this application, correct?
Correct.
I want to ask you, based on your entire investigation, do you have any reason to doubt Lynn Hernan made this application?
There is reason to doubt, yes.
Okay. We can take that down, thank you.
Huh. Good work, Sidey.
Ultimately, Detective, and I am wrapping up, I promise. Regardless of whether it be Lynn's mother's inheritance or maybe even her father's or a different source of income that led to that $250,000, does that matter at all to your investigation of the theft of that money?
No.
Does anything the defense team brought up with you today change your opinion on these changes in pattern of Lynn Hernan's life?
No.
And what do those
No.
changes mean to you in your investigation?
The changes meant that Lynn wasn't using these accounts. This money was being taken from her accounts.
And earlier it was asked of you, typically, you might ask a person who wrote out a check
boom.
what they wanted or what they intended a check to be used for, correct?
Correct.
And obviously you were not able to do that in this case.
Correct.
Does that mean you can never determine if a victim consented to money being taken?
Correct.
So why did you look at all these financial records and why did you look at patterns of life if you knew you could never talk to Lynn Hernan and just say, hey, what did you want with these?
Because to identify where this money went, to see why it was being taken out, to see why it was being spent that way.
Okay. And in your review of all these changes and patterns of life, did you come to some opinion about what was going on with these financial accounts?
Yes.
And what was that?
That these accounts were being used by Jessy Kurczewski.
Okay.
There it is.
Those are all the questions I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Detective, you may step down.
Oh, yay! Good work, Nate. I'm proud of you. I hope Nate goes in a week year or a costume Sunday or something. Banana nut Sunday.
Let me excuse the jury. I want to talk with the attorneys about our schedule and going forward and make a determination if we'll start with another witness or just simply break early for the lunch hour. So all rise for the jury.
Oh my goodness. Oh. That was something. That was something.
It was. And we're like an hour and a half in to the stream. If you want to think about a break or something.
Hey, Stephanie Blabbity Blah, oh wife of mine. Would you like to think, Steph, of pick 4 songs that you can think of that you might want to put in a poll for people to choose, and then people can vote, and then we'll do a break. IDK.
About 5 minutes after that poll is up. Or something like that.
That. Yes. A fast and furious poll. Yes, Tony. Song break. Stephanie Blabbity Blah can get in there and just pick a bunch of songs. She says, Roger that, wife of mine. Wow, this stuff is difficult. Life is difficult. Probably poor Steph needs to know what songs we have backstage, though, right, Ms. What the fuck?
If she picks one that isn't backstage, we can always pop it on real quick.
Yeah. Wait, I might take a photo of the songs. They're in alphabetical order and send them to her.
Okay.
What's there at the moment, just to be easier.
Attorney Nebreski, regarding
What
a
is his
question that was
name?
asked by the
Nebreski.
state during redirect,
Something.
Something.
regarding a question that was sidebar was requested by Attorney Nebreski, regarding a question that was asked by the state during redirect. The defense believed that the question did not accurately relate back to answers the detective gave during cross, given the time frame that Attorney Nebreski was questioning, my understanding, between 24.
Lisa's not looking something. Bye, Holly.
Night, Holly. Straight. Mwah.
2014 and 2016, that being Attorney Nebreski's questions earlier on this topic. I indicated I was going to sustain the objection based upon the ambiguity in it and not referencing a specific time frame. So I didn't get to the ultimate issue that was raised by Attorney Nebreski, but and then ultimately the state, I guess, rephrased the question. I
Steph, I
did strike the
texted you
portion of
what's
the answer that was
backstage.
already given at the time the objection.
Steph, I texted you what's backstage, currently loaded on the old StreamYard for the options. We have
What's
limit.
made?
We can
Anything
only
the
have a
state wants
certain
to
number.
add to the sidebar?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Anything from the defense?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, now, I'm not sure where the state is at. Obviously, I've let the parties know I need to take an earlier lunch break today, and I did let the jury know that it's due to a schedule issue that I have over the lunch hour, so they're aware that I needed to stop at about 11:30, and I don't really want to start a witness with 10 minutes, so that's why I indicated I would talk to the parties. But I don't know who your next witness is, so I assume it's not a short witness, but let me know.
Go ahead.
No, it's not.
Just to give you that landscape, we have 3 more witnesses. I think they're all somewhat on the lengthier side.
All right. I presume there's no
3 more
objection to
witnesses.
starting a witness, knowing that I need to take the break in 10 minutes.
I guess
Sounded like
it's-
3 more witnesses left, but they're all on the long side, he said.
yes. So that means there must be. There must be. You Simi can probably remember it, and maybe Christy if she's around at the moment. Yeah, I think. There must be a defense case in chief then, because.
Because you said it's like 17 days long or something like that?
I just spat. It's 15 days, including closing arguments,
Okay.
and there's one short day. There's a 4-hour day, a half day. I know in left one of the days is a half day, and then so days there is. Thank you, Christy. Then the deliberations go over day 15 and day 16. So there you go. Yikes.
Okay. And
Forward.
we do have a poll up now.
There's a poll. Everybody vote in the poll. I can't even. I'm not even going to vote as Miss Shorty Music. So it's completely. My hands are out of that pot.
Ooh, it's a good one.
Oh, I've got to look. Maybe I'll vote. I can voting. Fine.
Okay, I put my vote in.
My stock account. Miss Shorty Music. It's so sneaky of me.
It's so sneaky. Nobody would ever guess it's you.
No.
Ever.
Ever.
I really like
so
how she-
nefarious.
Yeah.
Nefarious. Okay. Let me check.
I really
What-
like
what
how
is
she
it?
puts the sidebars on, just like what Simi said. Like putting those
Yes.
sidebars on record, so good. We don't have to guess.
So good. Let me check this poll. That is a good one. Hey, wait, I've got to remember milestone chat as Miss Shorty Music. How long have I been able to use those emotes? 3 months.
Ooh, I have a member milestone.
That's a really tough one, wife, Stephanie? Steph? I'm going this one. I voted. Ooh. Okay. Did I press send? No.
From the defense.
No objection.
All right, so we'll take our lunch break now. Unfortunately, I don't think I can get back until about 1:15, so you all will have an extended lunch hour, and we'll be back here. I'm hoping I'm back by 1:15, but I'll be back here ready to go, and hopefully it's not any longer than that. So we are in recess. Thanks, everyone.
And you may ask, why did I become a paying member of my own channel? Well, YouTube does a weird thing where I can't, as Miss Shorty, use the members only emotes in replies. So I was like, fuck that. So I'm supporting. Thank you, Miss Shorty and Miss What the Fuck for your ongoing support, continued support. It's rude that I've only been a member for 3 months, but here we are. All right, now.
Tony.
What did Tony say?
Tony said, "Sup, shorties," but he's been a member for 5 months.
Tony. Thank you, Tony. We love you, you funny cunt. I put a hard T on that. Sorry,
You
Tony.
did, damn, girl.
Wow. Damn.
You were just like going all in. Okay, there's 2 minutes left to vote, and we are neck and neck with 2 of the songs. And there is one song that is beating it out, beating the other 2 out right now.
Beating it out.
Hey, that's what she said. Whatever. I got nothing. It is Friday, and I don't know. This trial's hard. That's what she said.
Yeah, it is. Simi, it's only a new thing. It was about 3 months ago. Obviously, when I there'll be an occasion where I can use them. I can. No, that's why. If you notice, if I reply to y'all on your comments on things, I don't ever use any of their members only emotes. It's so crazy. It's like seems like go home YouTube, you're drunk. Like, what are we doing?
Just mean.
I mean that too. So, irresponsible creator. That's me. All right. I'm excited. Let's. If you haven't voted,
you have 1 minute.
Is...
And there's
1
like
minute.
2. Now we have the top 2 are neck and neck. I mean, come on now, people.
Come on now, people. I'm going to do some changey ovaries. Sorry about my nasally voice. It's
What are you going to do to the ovaries?
What? I'm going to change over this. This. I'm doing this.
Okay.
I'm doing this.
Come on now. We need one more vote. One more vote. And it has to be for one of the top 2 at this point. Because
are they neck and neck?
They are. They're neck and neck. 33%.
Well, I've already voted.
Well, unvote.
Oh, can I? No, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I refuse. If they end up being a tie, we can do the one now and one in the next stream, perhaps.
Or we can just do eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Correct. Nina Canadian's
Nina.
here. Hi, Nina. Vote in the poll, Nina. Vote in the poll.
For one of the top 2, though. Oh, she doesn't know what they are. What the top 2
That's
are.
okay. Blind vote. Oh, yeah, that's vote. Oh, yeah, good point. Wait.
Wait, can first.
No, she can. You can when you go to. Can't you?
No.
You once you vote, it tells you. Once you vote, it tells you what that is. Yep. Rachel says she voted.
Okay.
Nina says I'll do the first vote. Sorry, Shorty of little faith. Thank you, Nina, for voting.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a count of 7 seconds. 7. 6.
They will hear it after you've closed it.
I know, but it's more of a distraction and oh my god.
Oh my god.
That was so rude. Somebody voted and now it's 3-way tie.
I feel like that was probably Jim Cox, right? Man, you can't be doing that. That's crazy. It's crazy.
That was so terrible. I bet it was Lainey. I think it was Lainey, actually. I'm going to blame it on her. Okay.
Lainey.
I'm going to call it that. No, another person voted, and it's still a three-way tie. Oh, they must have voted for the bottom one. No, it changed again. Okay, call it right now. We got one. It's flying monkeys. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, Holly will be disappointed that she had to bounce. That's one of her favorites. Excuse me. All right. Well, there it is. Flying monkeys doing what you're told.
Now some music. The supreme leader decrees it.
The worst. Why can't I do this? There it is. Boom. Enjoy. BRB.
It's Shorter arrangement syndrome, see? United in your hatred of me. Entitled bullshit, slinging blame. Bet you feeling that hot shame. Blinding flash of clarity from the get came after me. Misogynistic piece of shit. 4 long months you had me fooled. Better late than never, no, 'cause I see you, indeed I do. Energy vampires flaming in the sun. Wicked witches of the West Water, get me some. Mind blown, true color shown. Flying monkeys doing what you're told. Blinding flash of clarity from the get came after me. Misogynistic piece of shit. 4 long months you had me fooled. Better late than never, no, 'cause I see you, indeed I do. Ask yourself, what's the common thread? Who's the one been driving this? Take a step back, think long and hard. The only guy coming to chat. If none of what you've heard seems right, it feels like things are day and night. The shit he said don't seem to fit. Ask yourself, is he legit? Blinding flash of clarity from the get came after me. Misogynistic piece of shit. 4 long months you had me fooled. Better late than never, no, I see you, yes indeed I do. Come ask me, like actually, it all adds up now piece by piece. Path of destruction leads to him. What's done is done, it is what it is. Blinding flash of clarity from the get came after me. Misogynistic piece of shit. 4 long months you had me fooled. Better late than never, no, I see you, yes indeed I do. Shorty derangement syndrome. Tell me who is pushing it. Yeah, exactly. And y'all ran with it.
I hate how big that is when it first come on. That's what she said. Night, Hedda. Thank you for being here. Before you go to bed, Hedda, we're in the process of trying to pull together, oh my God, the Shorties Around the World live stream, and we're going to schedule it so that it's about 10 or 11 your time is what the fuck, and I spent an inordinate amount of time trying to calculate what East Coast and Melbourne and South Africa time might be. We think we've nailed it. So it'll be an early stream on a Saturday night, early for Camp Shorty. It'll be an early, like 3 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be, I think, 10 or 11 your time, Hedda. We'd love for you to be involved. We'll, as in on the screen, we'll have like a streaming orgy, yikes, with like, and Simi, you've been put in as well. So that I'll email you, Hedda, if you're still here. So yes, and Rach. Was it Rach? Yes, Rach. You dropped a pallet on your foot? Oh my God, you poor thing. Foot pain is bad. Steph, it's been an hour 49 and 49 seconds. So we went a bit early on the song break because lunch went early. And whatever Judge Demi does, Judge Jenny, we do too. So, Lainey coming in and black pilling poor Rachel. Rachel, it's broken. Trust me.
Oh, Jesus.
I fractured my left foot just from slipping in wedge heels. I didn't even fall. Next morning, it looked like a football. I mean, ice elevation, rest, ice elevation, rest, ice compression elevation.
I
Right?
think you're missing a letter there.
And ibuprofen.
But not
Oh,
acetaminophen.
no, I can't say
Sorry,
that.
sorry. I didn't say
I
that.
can't say that word. There's only one thing I have in common with that man. It's that I cannot say that word. CRPS. That's crappy, Rach. That's crappy. Ice and elevation. Yes. Compression. Wait. Rest. Ice. Compression. Yes, Nick, you did. Streaming orgies. Nick says, yeah, Nick, you're also good. Actually, Nick, you will have to get up very early that day because we need you, Mr. Britton. It's a non-negotiable. We will need your voice and your contributions for shorties around the world. I mean, sir, if you stay up all night to watch football, soccer, then you can absolutely come on in early. When did we have a date for that? A tentative date?
Yes.
What the fuck? Can you remember? Yes.
Not this weekend, but next weekend.
As in not this weekend now, but next weekend. Yeah. Like that's literally what you just said, right?
That's literally what I just said.
Okay, so next Saturday night,
theoretically, if people agree.
Yeah. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Well, we're going to talk about
I have a list.
Let's talk about it now before we go back to court because we're here. We're talking about orgies, so apparently.
So we're going to talk about pronunciations based on first looking at the word, pronouncing place names. We're going to talk about regional words. We're going to talk about things like traditions, maybe some things like swearing, and maybe a little bit of other kind of mixed in generational type of things and specific stuff. I don't want to give it all away. That's
the vibe. So we're going to be having a fun shorty around the world thing. I just laugh because Lady still black pilling said if it's purple and swollen, it's broken. And then Tony said, Lainey, all really excited. Yes. Kenna, good, you're still here. Okay, so everybody mark that down in your diary or whatever, your planner, your brain, however your brain works. Next Saturday night, every Sunday in Australia, Nicholas Ticklus, it'll be probably 6. Oh my God, not the time. Nick doesn't even have daylight saving. It'll be early, all right? So you're going to have to.
So, shit. Let me look at the clock.
Really hard. That's what she said.
It is. I can't do the math right now.
So we worked out that it was 3 Eastern. 3 Eastern is 7 a.m. my time, so 6 a.m. Nick time, Queensland. That'll be Melbourne will be 7 a.m. Sunday next weekend. Nick will be 6 a.m. next weekend Sunday. Eastern at US, you'll be 3 p.m. next Saturday. For everybody in the Northern Hemisphere, it'll be sometime on Saturday night. Australia, Sunday morning. You know the drill.
It'll be 11 a.m. for me. Just saying.
Yes. Good God. Yeah, you're weird. Time is weird. Tell me how we can prove that the earth isn't flat right there. Lady says, lol, Tony, I was going downstairs with my suitcase when I heard Lisa reading your comment and ran back upstairs with my suitcase to respond. Priorities, lady. Nick will be fine. He'll do it for the shorties. He'll love it. We'll all love it. If I'm happy, I'm happy. Wait, oh God, I just missed that opportunity. If I'm happy to get up back to that early time to be sure that we can stream early so that our beautiful Heather can be involved, then everybody else can suffer along with me. Where's this one? Here we go.
I mean, good for them. I'm happy, but I just want to make sure that I am still held in the highest esteem of the system. It's not a deal breaker, but I'd like to know. Thank you.
I think for Nicholas, Nicky Marmalade, Nicholas Platypus, 6 a.m. on a Sunday would feel rather early, but we're gonna make it. I might even bribe Nick with some Miss Shorty swimming trunks. Okay, shall we go back to court? We could do this. Lunch break is over. Oh wait, don't we have another stream? What time's that? God,
It's in an hour.
oh good, I did that on purpose. Yes. Okay, we got time.
That's why Okay.
Okay, we got this. We've got this. Okay, shorties.
We might have this.
We did really well so far. Maybe it's an interesting witness. Maybe it's Abby. Woo, Nikolai. Maybe she's wearing a skirt. Could be.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Yes. Oh, correct.
Yeah, boy. I love this. Promote this shit.
I guess from our position, the best option would be to have that be the deadline and just ask pretty please if they could get it to us quicker. And if they do, excellent. If they can't, we are where we're at on it. So
It's definitely Abby doing the direct examination. Whoop.
She's spicy today. Oh, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. Would turn gay for Cardi B. Maybe I'm gay. No, I'm not gay. I'm just partial, very partial to these glorious looking women who are sassy and amazing and smart and successful.
That's suspicious.
So I guess I have a
That's
few
weird.
comments. One is still I didn't see an updated version, and I still see the return email as Your Honor's clerk, which I know the court pointed out would be a problem. I don't think under 805.07 this is in the exact prescribed form that is written as shall in 805.07. And I guess at the point we're at, even if these records come in on the 10th day after today, I guess I have questions, which maybe aren't properly addressed through the court, but how they would be admitted into evidence at this point with any witness that hasn't been provided to the state or things of that nature.
Well, I'm not going to deal with that hypothetical situation. I have a request before me to sign a subpoena. I mean, a subpoena Duke is taken can be issued by an attorney. So why am I being asked to sign this?
my understanding is that in criminal we're much more limited in what we can get subpoenas through, especially with a state agency. So it's kind of we want to avoid any problems due to the tight turnaround time to have it come directly from the court.
And I guess I was referring to, you obviously could do a witness subpoena. Well, as I indicated earlier, it's not going to be returned to an email address because that's not appropriate. I don't even know the size of it. You're asking for an entire set of certified records from January 1 of 2016 through October 3 of 2018. So yeah, see, you've limited it in time a bit, but it could be nothing. It could be voluminous, but in any event, it's not going to be returned to my email address or my clerk's email address. There is a 10-day limitation in the statutes.
Be coming through with those updates. And again, as for the 10 days, it might be the case that they do not respond quick enough for it to be made, useful to us. But in the chance that they can respond quickly, we'll give them the full time they're due and hope for the best.
I mean, I don't have an issue if you have the appropriate 10-day deadline. I don't have an issue if they're returnable to me at the courthouse. I just want to look at one other provision. So I'd looked at this previously in a family case where an attorney had issued a third-party subpoena under discovery, and it was fine that way, but they put some alternate language in. The way I read the statute very specifically, which is what I was refamiliarizing myself, unless there is agreement of all parties, it can't have an alternate form. I would like it to say, and I would hope you would all agree, but it's up to the individual parties that allows them to send it electronically to either one or both email addresses, one for the defense, one for the state, and to allow that to be received electronically within a shorter time frame. Any objection to that?
Well, so long as it comes with
from the
a
state.
certificate of authenticity, I would not object to an electronic submission.
And any objection if it goes to the defense email address with an understanding that's going to promptly be turned over to the state?
Correct. I was going to say, subject to our discovery demand that's on file, I don't object to that.
Is that agreeable to the state? Absolutely. I mean, agreeable to the defense?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, so put some language in there that says all parties agree that the information may be electronically delivered to insert an email address at your firm in lieu of personal production, and something to the effect of this, there's an ongoing trial and it's requested that this information be provided as soon as practical early next week or something to that effect.
Understood. We will get that typed up and resubmitted.
Then make sure you email a copy because it's just, well, you should get it as a proposed order, but just in case, email it to the state. What I'd like to do is you all either send Teresa an email that says we all agree, court can sign it. She can literally slip me a note and I can sign it while we're sitting here, and that would be great, okay? And for the record, the state does not have any objection to the additional language about the timing of when these things can be produced electronically in lieu of a personal appearance.
Correct.
Okay, great. Then I think we are in compliance with the statute then. All right, then with that, we'll bring the jury out. You can call your next witness from the state.
County Sheriff's Department,
How long have you been there?
13 years.
You're about to actually the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. First thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each.
Brian, B-R-I-A-N, Fredericks, F-R-E-D-E-R-I-C-K-S.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you, Judge. Detective Fredericks, where do you work?
For the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department,
How long have you been there?
13 years.
Okay. What is your current role with the Sheriff's Department?
I'm a detective.
Okay. Is there any special unit that you're in?
Not at this time.
Okay. Have you ever done work in the Sheriff's Department's forensic lab?
I have.
And what is that lab for?
That's a computer and phone forensics lab where we would examine cell phones and computer devices based on the investigator's needs.
When were you in that position?
I started in that position towards the end of 2012, and I remained there until spring of 2020.
Okay. Do you have some special training in order to perform duties in the lab?
I do, yes.
Okay. Do you also have all the law enforcement training required to be a certified law enforcement officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Could you just briefly describe what some of that more specialty training is, maybe where it took place, what it was about?
Sure. I took computer forensics training at various locations. Digital Intelligence in New Berlin hosts various schools on computer forensics. They also hosted a 5-day phone forensics class that I attended, and that was based on Celebrite phone forensic software. I'd attended additional training down in Alabama at the National Computer Forensics Institute, also on computer and phone-related forensics.
Okay. When you were working within the lab at the Sheriff's Department, how many detectives were in there doing that type of work?
Generally, it was myself and one other detective.
Okay. Where does the Sheriff's Department get devices in terms of what you're required to download in the lab?
So investigators, detectives, or officers, deputies will bring in devices from their investigations either by way of a search warrant or consent from the owner of the vehicle, of the device.
Okay. Is your lab at the Sheriff's Department limited to submissions from Sheriff's Department personnel?
No.
Could you explain that, please?
Yes, we work with a lot of agencies in and around Waukesha County that don't have dedicated and trained phone and computer forensic training, so they rely on the Sheriff's Department to assist with those investigations.
When you were in the lab, did you carry a caseload of criminal investigations as well?
No.
Why not?
My focus and my specialty was in computer and phone forensics, and there's so much in the way of devices coming in for examinations that there really isn't any time for casework per se.
Okay. So when a device is given to you, how do you know what to do with it?
The investigator will bring it in and
explain to myself or the other detective assigned to that position the nature of the case and whether it's a search warrant or a consent search, and specifically what they're looking for from that device.
On July 9th of 2018, did you take part in a search warrant?
I did.
Were there devices recovered during that search warrant?
Yes, there were.
Was one of those devices a cell phone?
Yes,
And did you learn that that phone belonged to a Scott Craig?
I did.
Were you asked to analyze that in the lab?
Yes.
I'd like to show just the witness exhibit 169, please. And detective, let me know when that's on the screen before you.
It is up.
And if we scroll to page 2 of exhibit 169. Detective, is that a 2-page exhibit?
It appears so, yes.
What is it?
This looks like a Celebrite report from phone extraction.
Looking specifically at page 2, can you tell what device was downloaded?
Yes, this is Scott's iPhone.
Okay. Do you know who conducted the download of that device?
Who's Scott?
That would have been me.
Okay. Does exhibit 169 appear to be a
that's
fair and accurate
Jesse's
copy of the first
boyfriend.
2 pages of that
Yeah,
download?
yeah. Jesse's boyfriend, right?
I don't know, but like you could name your phone anything, and to be fair,
Gorilla Grip Pussy Power, for example. Yes,
Exactly.
Good point. Good point.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd move exhibit 169 into evidence, ask for permission to publish.
No objection.
Exhibit 169 is received, permission to publish granted.
I think that was her boyfriend, though. That was the guy she was living with, Scott Craig. Because remember, the daughter
Okay,
was
so,
someone. Craig.
sorry, detective. I'm just waiting to make sure that the jury has that image in their box. Again, this is exhibit 169, is that right?
That is correct.
Is this the way that most extraction reports begin if they're created in your department?
That's how they were when this report was created.
Fair. If we go to page 2 and we zoom in on the top summary piece, does this page tell you when you created the report?
Yes, it does.
And if we could zoom in a little more up to the top of this page, please.
Cheese Google.
Could we unpublish for a moment?
Steph, I was thinking the same thing. This detective has the same size, but just a much more.
Should be good. We're all set. Okay. Detective, does this summary area indicate when this report was created?
Yes, it does.
And what is that date?
The report creation time shows July 22nd of 2019.
And then a couple boxes down, is that your name, Detective Brian Fredericks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And at the bottom row of that box, there's notes in that. What does that say?
States Scott Craig's iPhone and Detective Hoppy,
Do you know why Detective Hoppy's name is on there?
because he was the detective assigned as the lead investigator.
Okay. I'd like to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 170. It's a CD, and I'm going to hand this to you, Detective, and I'd like to ask if you recognize what it is.
I do recognize this.
What is it?
That is a disc that has our incident report number on it, and it also indicates that it is Scott Craig's Apple phone containing a Celebrate report.
The same report that begins on Exhibit 169?
Correct.
Okay. Have you actually looked on that physical CD to make sure that that's what's on there?
I have, yes.
Are your initials on there for that reason?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll take 170 back from you. I will move 170 into evidence, ask for permission to publish.
Just doing a mic check. It could be that my voice, Miss, what the fuck said I sounded like I was underwater. Do I still sound like I'm underwater? Sidebar.
it was when the video was playing and making sound.
And then I
heard
Googled
that.
again. Yes. Jeez. Okay. So sometimes I think maybe it's to do with the hotspot thing, but I'm not providing that stream. You are. So that's weird. Anyway, so long as I'm sounding okay, sound is good. Her shoes are hot. Abby's shoes? Let me see. Has she got a skirt on? I wasn't looking.
Well, I suppose we could just.
We don't want to see Jessy Kurczewski.
Ooh. Jeez, that's terrible.
Good God. Good God.
Shorty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shorty.
Abby, weirdo. What's wrong with me? Many, many things.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
She's got slacks on.
Steph, where did you see this?
What? Are you cheating on me, Steph? Teresa, hi. Good to see you. Good evening. Very formal. Good evening to you too, ma'am. We're on a sidebar. Sidebar. Steph's got a laser focus on my
And 170.
Whoa, Abby Nikolai. Yes.
Continue, please.
Girl.
And 170 is received.
Thank you.
And permission to publish is granted.
Now, Detective, in terms of all the jury can see in my hand here is a CD, right?
Correct.
Is it fair to say that there's a lot of files on here from the download you did?
Yes,
Is it only from the one phone that they're looking at, described on Exhibit 169?
that's correct.
So would it be fair to say that Exhibit 169 and 170 go together? This is essentially the first piece of what's on here?
That's correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna just paper put these together and set them up here. Now, if you could explain to the jury
I wish
generally
she
the
had
process
black
that you
select
use
on.
to download this phone, and we can take the publish down.
Or maybe a dark
So when a phone
burgundy.
is received, one of the first things that is done is we put it into airplane mode, which prevents a couple things. It prevents the phone from ringing or receiving text messages. And we set the phone settings within the phone up so that it'll communicate with the software on the forensic phone computer, and we'll essentially trust that computer so that it will extract the data from it to our phone PC.
During this process, are you able to alter data on the device through your software?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The phone is altered in that it will show that it was connected to our device for that extraction. It doesn't alter or change any of the user's data. It doesn't manipulate timestamps or things like that.
Is that very important in the work that you did within the lab?
Yes.
Why?
Because we want to work just based off the information and not adjusting or not touching files on the phone itself and changing access dates or times.
Okay. Now I'd like to show just the witness exhibit 167, please. And detective, let me know when that's up in front of you.
I have it.
Okay. Is that also a 2-page exhibit?
It is.
And going to page 2, does the second page show, give you some information about what exhibit 167 is?
It does, yes.
And do you recognize these 2 pages in exhibit 167?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
This would be another Celebrate extraction report.
Do you know whose phone this was for?
I do. The case name has our incident report number with an underscore, and then it says Jesse's LG K540.
Okay.
See?
Does this look like a fair and accurate copy of
Android.
the first 2 pages
Told
of the
you.
report you generated for this phone?
Yes, it
I
does.
rest my
Move
case.
exhibit 167 into evidence, ask for permission to publish.
No objection.
167 is received. Permission to publish granted.
Murderer's phone. Android.
We can flip back up to page 1, please. Detective, is this, again, that familiar face sheet that you saw on the previous exhibit?
Yes, it is.
So going to page 2, and again,
Don't
if you
shoot the
could
messenger, man.
zoom in
You
on the
psychopath.
summary piece of it. Detective, could you tell the jury when you created this report?
Yes, this report was created July 16th, 2019.
Similarly with this report, is Detective Hoppy referenced?
He is.
And you indicated, could you circle there where you read the device or the case name? Okay. We can take that down, thank you. I'd like to show you 168, which is another CD. And I'll ask you to recognize that disc.
Yes, I do.
Have you ever seen that actual CD before?
Yes, I have.
How do you know?
Because my initials are on the front of the disc.
Okay, what is contained on that disc?
That would be the phone download from Jesse's LG phone.
Have you looked at the download on that CD?
Yes, I have.
Is it a fair and accurate copy of the extraction you did in this case on Ms. Kurczewski's phone?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I move exhibit 168 into evidence.
These are dicks.
I'll just move it at this point.
No objection.
Exhibit 168 is received.
Thank you, Detective. So again, similarly with the first set we did, would it be fair to say that exhibits 167 and 168, they go together?
That is correct.
So is exhibit 167 just the first 2 pages of what's on this disc?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna put these together and set these up here. Detective, I just have a couple other questions for you. It sounds like you've got, you talked about your training and you were in the lab for several years working on these kinds of devices, is that correct?
That is correct.
When someone uses a cell phone to make a call, generally, the person receiving the call sees the phone number associated with that device, right?
That is correct.
Through your training and experience, do you know whether it would be possible for someone to make and receive
She has
calls
an
on
iPhone.
a device, but have it display a
Just say
different
that.
phone number than that associated with the actual
maybe
device?
Yes, that is possible.
Could you just talk about that generally, please?
There's different applications or
That's
apps that you can
suspicious.
install on your cell phone that will give you a different number than
That's
what your,
weird.
say your Verizon or AT&T actual phone number is.
So how does the original phone number from your provider still exist on that device?
Yes, it does.
But the person could also use a different number on the same device?
That's also correct, yes.
Would it be possible to use multiple different phone numbers from one device?
Yes.
Have you seen that before in phones that you've downloaded?
Yes, I have.
That's all I have, thank you.
Oh,
Any cross?
she said it was going to be maybe it was 3 for the day
No,
then.
no, no, no,
All right, thank you, Detective. You may step down.
That's not a long witness. Look at us. Look at us in Wisconsin getting through those witnesses.
All right, you may call your next witness.
Thank you, Judge. Statement call, Detective Schroeder.
Good afternoon, sir. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is all the way to the front, up one riser. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand, and my clerk, Teresa, who's
Ooh.
on our left, will
Well,
swear you in.
hello.
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be
Uh-oh,
the truth, the whole truth, and
Stephanie.
nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please have a seat. First thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each.
First name David, D-A-V-I-D. Last name Schroeder,
Hi, David.
S-C-H-R-O-E-D-E-R.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you, Judge. Detective Schroeder, where do you work?
I'm employed as a detective with the Waukesha County Sheriff's Office.
What are your current duties with the Sheriff's Department?
I'm assigned to our computer forensics lab. My primary responsibility there is to identify, acquire, process, analyze, and report on electronically stored data. That would be to collect digital data from cell phones, hard drives, computers, and then analyze that data. Along with that, I am assigned to analyze historical cell site location information.
Okay. Did you ever work with Detective Fredericks in the lab at the county?
I did not. I actually took his position when he left our lab.
Okay, so when did you start in the lab?
Oh,
I was
Tony,
promoted December of
that's awful.
2019. It would have been within a couple months of that.
Okay. So when you started with the Sheriff's Department, how long ago was that?
I was hired as a deputy in December of 2014 and then promoted in December of 2019.
Okay. When you got promoted, did you have the opportunity to attend some specialized training to work in the lab?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And could you just give the jury a little bit of background about what kind of training that was?
For the historical cell site location information, that training, I've attended cellular record analysis training through the National White Collar Crime Center. I've also attended cellular record technology and analysis training through ABM Intel, which is a third-party training company for CellHawk. CellHawk is software that assists in analyzing these records. In terms of the digital forensics, I've attended several vendor-neutral training sites. Vendor-neutral means it's not specific to a software.
He is young.
So the majority of my training there would be at the National Computer Forensics Institute. That is a Secret Service facility down in Alabama. As part of that training, I've taken a certification to become a certified forensic computer examiner through the International Association of Computer Investigative Specialists. And then I also hold several certifications in vendor-specific software, which would be software we use, such as Cellebrite, Axiom, and GreatKey.
When you do work on a case within the lab, does that investigation become yours at that point?
No, ma'am.
What happens?
I typically am in an assisting role. A detective could bring me a cell phone and say, hey, I'm just looking for you to extract the data, and then they would analyze it. Or here's some cell phone records. I need you to map these in CellHawk. Sometimes they request I analyze those records. Other times they prefer to do the analysis on their own. So it's really whatever the request of the assigned or lead investigator is what I do.
Okay.
Why can't you?
The
Of
jury
course you can,
just
Stephanie.
heard testimony from Detective Fredericks about these two sets of exhibits. They're cell phone downloads. So are you able to create reports like this if a detective gave you a cell phone to download?
Correct.
Okay. Is this type of information different from historical cell site location information?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it different?
Hold on, before you answer, just for the record, when you were holding up and saying this, you were holding onto the two-page documents 167 and 169. Thank you. Go ahead, you may answer.
So the
Teamwork makes the
information that
dream
we would
work.
extract from the cell phone would be data on that physical device. That could include location information, but it would also be your text messages, your calls, and anything that's stored locally on the physical device. The cell records, or the historical cell site analysis, is conducted on records that are acquired from your provider. So if you use an AT&T cell phone, it's tracking, I guess, general locations based on the network, and we would acquire that information from AT&T themselves, not from the physical device.
And we'll talk about this more later, but do you know why cell providers collect that kind of information?
My understanding is it's for network performance and reliability. They're tracking that information to see maybe you're driving through an area and your call drops and everybody gets frustrated. If they can catch on to that, well, then they'll build another tower in that area. So my understanding is they're doing it to track different usage on different towers throughout their network.
Is law enforcement
What's she
able
writing?
to call and ask for those kind of records whenever they want and get information about anyone's cell phone?
It would require a legal process.
Okay, what does that mean?
Typically, a subpoena would be drafted to the provider, so AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, whoever it may be. And it would be a subpoena for records for a specific phone number.
Does there have to be
Calls
some
means what the-
acknowledgement from a judicial official that it's an appropriate?
Snoring. He's got his nose trapped in Poppy's butt. I think that's why he's snoring. He can't really breathe because the way they're lying. Anyway, carry on.
Request.
Yes, a judge would review the subpoena or the warrant for record.
Okay. At that point, are those providers generally cooperative in responding to those requests?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is AT&T one of those providers?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to please display to the witness Exhibit 171. And Detective Schroeder, have you seen letters like this before?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
It's a certificate of authenticity or a certification regarding the records that were obtained. This one is from AT&T.
Is it important in your work to have a certification from that provider?
Yes.
Why?
They're essentially
Okay.
certifying that the records are accurate and it's whatever information they have in response to our request.
Okay. Does Exhibit 171 appear to be in a response to a request to AT&T?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And I'd like to show you Exhibit 172, which is another physical CD,
He does look tall though.
and ask you if you've actually seen that specific CD before.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know you've seen that disc before?
I have signed my initials on it.
Okay. So do you know what files are on there?
Yes, this would be the response from AT&T for cellular records.
Okay. The records relevant to this case?
Yes.
Okay. Looking back at Exhibit 171 that's before you, would this document be something that's also on the CD that you initialed?
I don't recall specifically if it's on there, but typically it would be included with the records, yes.
Okay. The files on that CD, are they voluminous?
I'm sorry, could you use another word?
Sure. Are there a lot of files on that CD?
He's not real smart. Oh, babe.
Oh my god.
Could you please go back? Let's do
Yes.
it again.
The files on that CD, are they voluminous?
I'm sorry, could you use another word?
Sure. Are there a lot of files on that CD?
Defining a lot, there's
He's so cute. He looks so lost.
Oh, bless. Bless his heart.
Oh, it's so freaking precious.
That's so cute.
Okay. I'm gonna meet myself in fish play.
probably 10 or 15 maybe on here.
In terms of if I wanted to print in paper everything on that CD, would it be hundreds and hundreds of pages?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
So
Okay.
generally in your experience, when a provider responds to a request, do they include a certification for the records they're giving over?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that generally all contained in one response?
Yeah, it's typically, and I can't recall specifically for AT&T, but it's typically like a zipped folder that would come and we can download that in an online portal, and then we would unzip or unarchive the records and see those.
Okay. Have you used the records on Exhibit 172 before?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you use those records?
Detective Hoppy brought these records to me, I believe it was around August of 2022, and requested that I do some, display some maps for like specific dates and timeframes from these records.
So did you actually ask AT&T for those?
I did not.
Okay. Who gave those to you?
Detective Hoppy.
Okay. At this point, I move exhibits 171 and 172 into evidence.
No objection.
Exhibits 171 and 172 are
That was
received.
so cute. Oh, I love him.
So again, Detective, I want you to hold that exhibit 172 up, please, and remind the jury, where is the information on that CD from?
This would be from AT&T.
Okay. In terms of what you were asked to do with that information, could you just generally tell the jury?
Yeah, so within the number of files that are on the CD is, for AT&T, it's called a Report AU file. That file, it's a PDF. I don't know how many pages, but at least hundreds of pages of PDFs.
Yeah.
That has individual network transactions. So every call that was made on the network, incoming calls that were answered or weren't answered, data usage, incoming and outgoing text messages, and it's all just about network transactions. It's not any content. So for your text messages, I may see a text was sent. I am not able to see what that text said with these records. In there is historical cell site location information, which would provide coordinates for the tower that was used to complete that transaction, along with sector information, which tells you which direction off the tower that signal was coming in. Somebody could go through the hundreds or maybe thousands of pages and map each individual record by hand. We have CellHawk, which is software that maps all of these very quickly, and then we can go in and analyze them and typically verify any specific points of interest to make sure that our software worked appropriately and read the correct data.
Were you able to compile some information requested by Detective Hoppy in this case?
Yes,
Is that in the form of those maps that you just talked about?
correct.
Okay. I'd like to show the witness only, please, 173, and Detective, let me know when that's before you.
I can see it.
Okay. And if we can slowly scroll through the slides, please.
He's so cute.
Detective, do you recognize Exhibit 173?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It is a PowerPoint presentation that I created. The first several slides are basic information regarding cell towers, similar to how I just explained. Then followed by several slides that are specific screenshots of a map that will show records specific to the request from Detective Hoppy. There's then a demonstration of an animation of those records that is not relevant to this case, but it presents a demonstration of what they're going to see. And then the last slide would be a full animation of a cell phone being, I guess, moving throughout the day.
Okay. Does it look like a fair and accurate copy of the report, so to say, that you created in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd move Exhibit 173 into evidence, ask for permission to publish.
No objection.
Exhibit 173 is received permission to publish as granted.
And Detective, what's that number on the top of slide 1?
That would be the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department incident report number specific to this incident.
Cheryl!
And then
Hey,
both your name
girl.
and Detective Hoppy's name is
Good to
on the
see
front page, is that true?
Correct.
Okay, so if we can please go to
months.
slide
Thank
2.
you so much.
You've included some information. Is this information that you've used before in your professional capacity?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be fair to say sometimes it's hard to understand these things?
I would definitely agree with that.
Okay, so I'd like you to please walk the jury through some of the basic things that it's important for them to understand before we look at any maps, please.
Okay, so a cell phone is a radio. It uses radio frequencies to communicate with towers on the network. If your cell phone's on and you're moving or you're sitting here and it's on, it's constantly scanning the network looking for towers available to it, so that the second you decide to pick that device up and make a phone call, it already has that in queue and it's ready to know which tower it should provide you with. It doesn't pick, generally, it doesn't always pick the closest tower, but it's basing its selection on the best signal and quality available to it at that time. Normally that is the closest tower to you, but again, it's going off of signal strength and quality. There's several factors that play into that. The biggest two are going to be geographical obstructions or man-made obstructions. If there's a cell tower, say on the side of a building, it's mounted on the side of a building, that would obviously cause an obstruction going through the building, or a large mountain. A cell tower might have issues getting the radio waves around that tower. So it's not always necessarily the closest tower to you, but it's going to be the one with the best signal at the time the network transaction is made.
Okay. Slide 3, please.
So cell sites, as I just kind of said, they can be anywhere. Some of you,
Pause.
actually,
Please
most of you have
visit what
probably
the
seen them
fuck.
driving around, whether or not you know.
He did make a PowerPoint presentation, but it's very basic, which is fine. We don't need anything whiz bang. There's certainly no blue collage boards with glue sticks or the like here. Not what you would create for your presentation, Miss What the Fuck.
Well, no. I love that it says it's basic principles, and I just wonder if you just like
Google it.
yes. Or
Copy,
use the instruction
paste.
manual. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's my favorite person right now.
Tony, yes. Can we bring back the late 90s PowerPoint transitions and slide buttons? Exactly. The paperclip guy, the guy from Word. Clippy,
is
yes.
awesome.
20 minutes, 20 minutes.
I'm still dying. My throat kind of hurts.
He's so precious.
Where
We love
a
him.
typical cell site is going to have 3 sectors to it. Each sector covers 120 or approximately 120 degrees, giving that tower full 360-degree coverage. It's important to know that each tower is unique with an identifier. That number is not used anywhere. So an AT&T tower, each individual AT&T tower will have its own unique number to identify that tower and its location.
Can you get information about tower numbers from the provider, like AT&T?
Yes, we can request a cell site list. AT&T has location information in their call detail record or in these records. Some carriers don't provide that. They just give the tower identifier. We would have to reference a cell site list then to identify which tower or the tower's location and then use the records to show where that is.
Okay, thank you. Slide 4, please. We're looking at a couple images on here. What's the one on the left?
So the one on the left is, I guess, a tower in full. You can see the equipment structure at the bottom, full of
Still,
I guess, cell phone
Tony.
tower equipment. I'm not an engineer for these towers, but there's equipment in there helping run the tower.
Well,
The
this is a
picture
bit
on the
more
right
fancy.
shows those sectors that I was talking about. That specific tower has 4 antennas on each side.
Oh, baby David.
Those 4 antennas where I guess the gray arrow is pointing to, that would be one sector. So those 4 antennas are all one sector. And then you can kind of see with the triangle there that there's 3 sectors. Each of those would cover approximately 120 degrees.
Okay, thank you. Going to slide 5. What's the jury looking at here?
Ooh.
So this is a screenshot
spoke
from
just
Cellhawk. This is, I guess, what the records look like when we put them into the software. It's
It's a
typically not going to have all
screenshot,
3 of those
Lisa.
areas shaded, but if we had a
Okay.
record that indicated sector 1 was used, just that
But he
top right
used
area
it.
would be shaded with the 60-degree mark there, indicating that the cell tower or the cell phone used, if north is up, we'll say it used the northeast third of that tower to complete that transaction.
And what kind of transaction would that be?
Again, it could be a call, a text, it could be data usage, anything being tracked by the network.
Okay. And the center point of that, those 3 lines
Yep.
then, what would be located in the very middle of the circle?
That would be the cell tower that we just saw on the last page or something. That would be the location of the tower itself. It wouldn't necessarily look like what we saw on the last page, but it could look like that.
Okay. And again, is slide 5 something specific to the Jessy Kurczewski case?
No, this is just demonstrative.
Okay. Moving to slide 6, please. What's the jury looking at here?
This is very important. The shaded area that I just talked about, that has nothing to do with the range of the tower. That shaded area is by default a half mile. And Cellhawk puts that arc in there, I guess to make it easier on your eyes visually to see which direction the sector was facing. But again, that has absolutely nothing to do with the range or the radio frequency coming from that tower. And then it just kind of also shows that arrow coming out would be what's known as the azimuth. That would be the center point for the sector.
Good word.
So if the record indicates it's got an azimuth of 0 degrees, which would be due north, I guess that sector would go straight up, but it would cover anywhere from, I guess, 300 degrees on the compass to 60 degrees, being that 120 degrees.
Okay, detective, I have a question. So if I put an X inside the red piece and outside the red piece, which is in white and you can't really see it, can call detail records tell you whether someone that makes a call is on inside the red piece versus outside the red piece?
No, ma'am.
Okay, is that kind of exactly what you were just talking about?
Correct. Again, the shading has nothing to do with where the device is located or the range of that tower. It's just to make it easier on your eyes to see which sector was used.
Okay, and we can clear that.
No, it's Abby Nikolai,
Mine
her
green if we do that
ADF.
again, so, moving to slide 7, please. Now this is.
She's
that
deputy
data
district
in the
attorney.
middle white boxes seems like a lot of numbers. What is that?
The report AU file that I talked about
They
on this
sound
disk,
alike, though, don't
this would
they?
be a screenshot of that information. So I guess working briefly left to right here, each individual line on there or item number is a record. You got a connection
Very
date,
similar
a connection
accent,
time.
Wisconsin.
The connection time here in that entire file is in UTC time. That is Coordinated Universal Time or Greenwich Mean Time. We would have to offset Central Standard
Greenwich.
Time when we analyze these records.
Oh, it's Greenwich.
The seizure time
Bless.
would be how long, if
Grand
I dial
bitch.
a phone number, that brief time that it takes to make the connection to the network would be your seizure time. The ET, which would be the elapsed time, is the duration of the transaction. The originating number is going to be the party that initiated the transaction on the network, or the phone number that initiated the transaction on the network. Down towards the bottom there, you'll see some records have 2 entries. Item number 4 there, the second entry is followed by an F, as in Frank, in parentheses. That would essentially mean that the top number, ending in 5792, called the terminating number, ending in 1039. However, that call was forwarded to the number below the 5792. That 9998 number is likely the voicemail line for AT&T. So any call that gets routed to voicemail, that's the number that would show on this record. The terminating number is, again, the called number or the receiving end of that transaction. IMEI is the International Mobile Equipment Identifier for the device. That's essentially a serial number for the device being used. The IMSI is the International Mobile Subscriber Identity. Again, another unique identifier to the device. Following that is CT, or call type. I put a couple examples there. There's more than that, but MO would be mobile originating, MT mobile terminating, etc., which would indicate whether it's an outgoing call or an incoming call. I don't have a box for the feature. There's a lot of different feature codes that could go in there. It's tracking things such as voicemail, whether or not caller identification was present or if the call was blocked, things like that. And then the last column is essentially what we use for our analysis of these records. The first 2, lines there separated by the slash are specific to the provider. That's the LAC, which is the location area code, and then the CID, which is the cellular identity. Those are, for the network to track. It's specific to the network to track the tower or what tower it is. Following those, you'll see that there's coordinates, the -88, and looking at the top line, -88.05, etc., and then a colon, and then 43 dot, etc. That would be your latitude and longitude of the tower. The following colon there is going to be the sector information, or the azimuth. So in that top record, following the coordinates is the 120, or the number 120. That indicates that the azimuth, or the center point for the sector used, is at 120 degrees on the compass. So if you lay the compass flat with 0 degrees being due north and go around to 120 degrees, that is the way that sector is facing. Followed by some other information, which we don't use except for the last one, which is the time on tower. Some calls may use more than 1 tower. If you're driving down a freeway, a call could use 5 or 6 towers as you go along that freeway or on that call. In that case, you would see several entries in that last column for one transaction. And that last spot would tell you how long they were on each individual tower during that call.
So this piece in white is similar to what's on the CD 172 of records?
That's actually a screenshot that I took from these records.
Okay. So read that first originating number for us, please.
1414 514 1039.
And if I told you the jury has already heard that that number belongs to Jessy Kurczewski, is that name familiar to you based on the work you did in this case?
Yes, Detective Hoppy identified these as Jesse K's records to me.
Okay, so if you open the files on Exhibit 172, would it be pages and pages of this type of information?
At least that report AU file would be. The other files may contain subscriber information and other information, billing records, that type of information.
Could Detective Fredericks have gotten all that information from State's Exhibit 168, which is a cell phone download?
No, ma'am.
So that isn't contained on
Oh. 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 He's so precious. Look at his little face. Look. Oh, I gurgled with look. Oh, Simi, I was waiting for that delay for Simi to see it. Oh, look at him. Oh, bless. Oh, still too young for Stephanie. Extra much too young for Stephanie.
I was hoping that at this point, yes.
Oh, he's so sweet. Oh, Miss What the Fuck just disappeared. She just swiped herself out, I think. Wait. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm flying solo here. She just came back. Hello? Whatever did happen?
He was so cute. I swiped myself out.
I was like, oh my God, I'm all alone. What am I going to do?
Sorry about that. Okay.
No, that's okay. We are professionals here, all of us. Lainey drew some comparisons to an alien of your little baby.
It is a little baby.
What would we prefer? He was an alien or he was an MSP state trooper? I mean, I'm gonna go with an alien. He's just a cute little baby. He just doesn't know voluminous.
Or etc. Or
green. I think he said Greenwich, actually. Greenwich. Bless. Coming from me, that's kind of rich, isn't it? Wait. Coming from me, that is very rich. Which one? This one.
I mean, I'm sorry, but why is gorilla, but then tortilla is tortilla? Make it make sense. Double L, gorilla, tortilla. And you want me to say tortilla? I didn't get
it. All right. We have a little bit more of this guy, and then we do got to wrap it up for the next stream.
Yes, we
going
do.
with this guy for a little bit more, or
yeah, we'll do another little minute or two.
Okay.
Someone's phone as you're walking around with it.
Correct.
Okay. If we can go to the next slide, please, slide 8. Now, at slide 8, Detective, do we start getting into a more case-specific?
Correct.
Okay. And how did you know what date and time you wanted to display in slide 8?
Detective Hoppy provided me with dates and times that he was looking to display the records in.
Now, were you an active member of the investigative team for this case?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so if I wanted to talk to you about what happened on August 21st of 2018 between 7:45 and 8 a.m. in this case, what would you say?
I don't know.
Okay. Could you please go through
That's
what the jury
warning.
is seeing that you mapped, nonetheless?
Yeah, so the next several slides are going to look similar to this. But on the top left, I have the date, August 21st, 2018. The time frame being displayed is 0745 to 0800 hours. That would be 7:45 a.m. excuse me, to 8 a.m. And I did convert this to Central Standard Time. On the top right, or I guess the top side of the right, is the phone number that I have, or that I'm targeting here, which is the number ending in 1039. In a list of all activity from the call detail records during that time frame I queried.
Yeah.
There's 2 icons there. I think you'll see the third one eventually, but the globe or the circle looking icon would be a data event. So they're using data on the phone or on the cellular network. The one that looks like a telephone would be their incoming or outgoing call. And then towards the bottom, that last one with the telephone, you see there's what's called a first and a last on there. That would be what I talked about earlier, where there were more than one tower used. So it'll track each individual tower used for that network transaction. When I went through and I reviewed all of those points and confirmed that they are in fact using that tower, which you're seeing on the screenshot of the map there. And they all use the same tower, however, they're using 2 different sectors. So some of those transactions are using that sector facing due north, or it could be a little offset. I don't know the specific degrees on that.
That's a good graphic.
And then the other calls or transactions are using that sector kind of facing southeast. The blue pin on the map, which reads Jesse K's residence, is the address that Detective Hoppy provided me for Jesse K. As I was going through the different transactions that happened in this specific time frame, I noted that Cellhawk read an error on one of the calls. So on the bottom right, there are 2 different, detail boxes regarding 2 calls that are made. At the very bottom of those boxes is the calling number and the called number. Those would coincide with the originating and terminating number that I had just talked about. And you'll see on the right side there that the calling number and the called number are the same. That was an error in the Cellhawk software. And at the bottom left, that's a clip of that phone call or that transaction from the actual records. And you can see there that the originating number ends in 1039. The terminating number ends in 9702. Under the originating number is the 9702 number, and there's a notation on there with a D as in David. What that means is that's the number actually dialed by the originating number.
That's what we usually say, D.
I don't know the significance of it other than it begins with it begins with 011, which is typically dialed before international calls. So I'm not sure why that was dialed. However, it affected the CellHawk software, and it read that the calling number and the call number were the exact same.
So when you talked about the gray box right above the slide number 8, and that data that's put in there, did you type all of that in yourself? How did that get there?
No, that is CellHawk reading the data from the raw files that are on the CD.
Well, good evening,
So-
Mike. Good to see you.
Is CellHawk a software that you can have on a computer, for example?
Yeah, it's web-based.
So then, in this case, did you import all the records from Exhibit 172 into that software?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you're saying when it was reading that, it actually made an error that you caught?
Correct.
Okay. Moving to
Was it a
slide 9.
voluminous error though, or?
And Detective, if you could please explain to the jury what this is a map of.
Similar to the last slide, this is from August 27th, 2018. The time frame being displayed is 1400 to 1430 hours Central Time. That would be 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Along the right-hand side, the activity for the phone number ending in 1039 is listed. And now you're seeing that third symbol at the very bottom. There's 2 text message entries as well that occurred during this time frame. All of the location information for those transactions occurs on one tower. Then I should preface that by stating not every record is going to have all the information needed to map. So there might be, maybe one of the entries is missing the location information or the tower information. If that happens, we'll still see the network transaction, but we wouldn't be able to map that specific record. So what this is displaying is all of the information that is in those records. I don't know how many are there, but say 10 out of the 15 have location information. All of that information is using that one tower in either one of the 2 sectors that is highlighted there.
So and you said this is from 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. on that day?
Correct.
So if that device had been moving miles and miles during that half hour, would the map look different?
As long as there were network transactions being made, yes.
How would it be different?
You would see each individual tower highlighted and the sector information for those transactions that occurred on a different tower.
Is that something that you see when you create maps pretty often, that movement?
Yes.
Okay. Moving to slide 10, please. Now, Detective, again, if you could please explain to the jury what date and time this map is for.
This is for September 2nd, 2018. The time frame being displayed is 2200 hours to 2300 hours Central Time. That would be 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Down the right-hand side is going to be all the activity from the call detail records for the phone number ending in 1039. And here's where you're seeing that all of those records, some of which may not have location information, are using one of those 4 towers. So there's one in the top left. I know it kind of goes along that fence line there, but there's one in the top left, one, I'll say top middle, one on the right side towards the top, and then one on the bottom. And each of those towers is being used somewhere in these that list of activity during this time frame. The red, I guess, border you're seeing on there is what's called a geofence. If we're dealing with a much larger area, that basically draws a border that's not from the records. It's just a border around the towers that it's displaying, so you can kind of see your overall geographical area that you're dealing with.
And generally, does slide 10 appear to be in the Wisconsin Dells area?
Yes, in the general area, yes.
Okay. And again, all of these maps that the jury is seeing are based on the phone records from Exhibit 172 that you have, the CD?
Correct.
Okay.
Good spot, Miss What the Fuck. Lovely. So, we made it through a really good chunk of day 8, part 2. I'm proud of us. Oh, Miss What the Fuck just vanished. We will complete day 8 tomorrow night, 5-ish Eastern start time. And I think we if ever there was a certificate of completion for a trial when we get there that one might like to have in their collection, this is it. So that's tomorrow night. Thank you everyone for being here. There is another stream, a psychology corner. Are you autistic? We've covered this general kind of realm before, but we're going to watch a couple of videos that my wife, Stephanie blah, 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 suggested from Orion Kelly that talk about hidden traits and things you might not really have considered as being something that might indicate that perhaps you or a loved one is neurodivergent. So that's what we're doing. Psychology Corner up next. There is a portal, a redirect. So if you just sit tight, buckle up. Make sure you have autoplay switched on. It will direct us all there. It will land us all there safely. There's a song, a trailer ready for y'all. If you're not going to stick around, IDK, what's wrong with you? But fine, whatever. That's kind of assault. Steph says, I don't need credit. I'm shy. You are the most shy person I've ever come across, Steph. Same. So I love you all very much. Thank you, Ms. What the Fuck, for running things backstage. Don't forget, gift with purchase at the moment on the merch store. $50 US will get you a cute little candle, Thankful Fox candle. They're also available for purchase. That's for the month of November. So that's an auto add to your cart. Plenty of cute designs, new things landing all the time. And that. So shall we go? Thank you, mods. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everyone. We did really well. I'm so proud of us. Let's head on over. Let's go out with Chatty Spay. Oh my God. Wow. I think my internet net might have just started up again. My Alexa just talked. Weird. Did you hear that? I'm like, who the fuck is in my house? Anyway, all that to say, I love you all very much. Well, what I said Alexa, but she's got no internet. I'm not sure. Anyway, see you in a minute. Mwah, mwah. Hey, be kind to each other and don't kill anybody.
I love you all so very much. We had a blast just chatting and stuff. Things may have gone bit off the rails. Professional when all else fails. 'Cause chat is babe, so much to say. Emotes and all the caps out. May have been cheese, bit faster please. The time has come, Camp Shorty out. We're skating through all the tough things, learning about this and that, defense motions, prosecution, and narcissistic twats. 'Cause chat is babe, so much to say. Emotes and all the all caps out. May have been cheese, bit faster please. The time has come, Camp Shorty out. Community, just you and me. Occasionally, Buster and Poppy. It's the whole thing. Miss Shorty swing. Together we make each other happy.